Good morning. Good morning, Vicky. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning, Bill. Hi, Patricia. All right, letting people in. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Vera. So I went out into the real world yesterday and the other 2 days, just a few minutes here and there. And who do I meet? Students everywhere. We're out in the world. Anyway, let people in.
Did you know if you're having any more Zoom classes or how they're taking place?
I'm talking to them today because they had told us that we could change it, but I'm not sure how flexible they're being. Right now, I'm scheduled to be in person. And they said that we could change it, but I'm not sure. Anyway,
What do you
I'm
want to
talking
do?
to them. I'm torn. I need to get out of the house. I need to see people. I'm becoming the house monster. And also, and I also want to serve the students to the best of their needs, right? So it's hard.
You're not
to
a
know.
monster, don't worry.
Oh, no, a house monster.
Oh,
I was just noticing that, the other day I was saying most people are already kind of out and about. Since I teach many, many hours a week, I'm stuck in here all the time. My husband's going to the supermarket. I'm teaching here unless there's a need to go out, It's hard to go out. I go out, I exercise, I walk. I mean, again, in the middle of a walk, I met some other people from class, beginning to meet students. I think there's something's telling me I need to see students in person. What don't you think? Because
Yeah.
thank you. I don't
what are
know.
they going to do on Photoshop? Is Photoshop going to be in person then?
Well, right now, just about all the classes except for Bruce's are scheduled to be in person. Bruce decided to stay online. Everyone else, I think right now is pretty much staying in person.
Well, Bruce's class, there's only like 2 classes and it's just an overview. So
Yeah, but his Lightroom classes, he's doing them in person, online. But I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule right now. Basically, just about everyone, when we had to make the choice, had decided to go in person. But that doesn't mean we have to stay in person, especially if things go bad, we can revert to online. But the question is, what would make it revert to online? And that's the conversation I was having. Meet today with people. On Monday, today's Monday, we're going to be meeting.
Virus, if this Omicron variant, becomes serious, which I don't know if it is, but
we don't know. Anyway.
As I said, I want the one that makes you young again. That's the one I will catch.
Diana, is it possible to do hybrid classes? I mean, I may take another.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's my goal. That's my goal. That's what we're trying right now. I think I mentioned it once, since they don't have, there's a whole issue. There's 2 issues. There's the technology issue, which is, probably easier to surpass given that this is a computer class. But then there's an issue with how the state counts grading and what's attendance. And it's this whole bureaucratic issue as well. And the state outlines and what's been approved and how long do they let us do this emergency distance ed. It's not just what we prefer. It's a bit more complicated. There's like ridiculous amounts of meetings, and of course a lot of people are like, yeah, but now you have to change. School has to change. But I don't know if you guys understand the system. The school doesn't change fast. Bureaucracy, the state chancellors, all that doesn't change quick. And they did really quickly provide emergency, in 1 week, everyone got in. We had to do a whole bunch of we had to do a lot of work to get an emergency permission to start teaching online. But emergency means short and provisional, and we always have to update it. And this anyway, so the thing is, we need to change some outlines to permanently online, or my goal would be hybrid, and see how that works out. So that's the conversation we're having right now. There's only one classroom at the Wake Center set up for hybrid teaching, and it's called HyFlex, not really hybrid. Hybrid would mean that sometimes you meet in person and sometimes online, but everyone has to do that. So HyFlex would be, some people choose one or the other, or some people can sometimes choose to be at home and sometimes be at work, but the two, both ways get taught at the same time, and students choose whatever is best. And it's also harder to teach, but also it gives students more flexibility. So I'm looking into that, setting HyFlex up for at least my computer classes. But if we set them up for mine, then anyone who teaches computer classes. So we're talking about that.
And we do your classes one day. How about these classes? You have to go Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday for one class. It's fine for me. I
Yeah.
take the bus right to Wake Center, but the
Yeah,
bus stops right there. But I mean,
yeah,
Well, I vote for HyFlex or Zoom.
yeah. Okay, thank you. So just so you know, registration opens today, so you probably can start registering right now. And I haven't set out my email yet. I know that Norma set hers out last
I
week.
tried earlier and it was, I couldn't get in.
Yeah, I'm not, maybe it starts at 9 a.m. I mean, I don't know when they start. I know they start today.
Yeah, I think the registration is tomorrow, starts
I think it
Tuesday.
is tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow.
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 The
Yeah,
Oh,
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
right.
it's
8
today.
o'clock.
Today is, Monday 6th. Yes, it was. I know it's the 7th. For some reason, I assumed they'd start on a Monday. It didn't put in my brain. I know the 7th it starts, but I thought, when you don't put two and two together, that the 7th isn't Monday, why would they start Monday and not Tuesday instead of Monday? Okay, well, there you go. There's your answer.
Not your fault, it's from staying in all the time.
What's that said, for those of you who are interested in taking my classes, at least, here is a quick glance at the classes I will be teaching. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because at the very top, you have Mac level 1 and Mac level 2 and iLife. Okay, so I'll also be teaching digital techniques, Illustrator, and Photoshop. Okay, for those of you who like that set of what I teach, I'll be doing all 3 of those. And for those of you who are into my Mac classes, I'll be teaching these 3. As you can see, the intro to the Mac has been left out, which is something that used to happen a lot, that we would just do 1 and 2, because a lot of people forget, don't understand that intro to Mac comes before Mac level 1. And so sometimes they set it up this way. When that happens, I kind of combine the information that level 1 gets. But you are all people who took either 1, 2, or 3, or whatever we're calling these this whole semester. So the question would be, well, do you need to do this again or not? And why would you? And is it worth it? And all that kind of questions. And basically, every time I teach this, like if you feel totally confident you got it, then go live your best life, right? You don't need to come back to class. If you need to come back and and take the class in the future for new versions, go ahead and do it that way. Other than that, some people, if the first time you see things, a lot seems overwhelming and you get a certain amount, and then when you come again, you get a whole nother amount. And I don't teach exactly the same things. Like I teach it from a different point of view. I teach a lot based on, I know the outlines of what I need to teach, but then based on the people who are here and what their preferences are and what the questions go, the conversation can go one way or another. So, sometimes I'll teach one series of apps, sometimes another series of apps, et cetera, et cetera. So when you take the classes different times, you'll learn more, you'll get more assured, and you'll ask higher level questions. I don't expect you to hang out all your life in my classes. I expect you to use your computers for communication with yourself, your loved ones, create the things you need to create, go out and make books like Patricia is doing, have a lot of fun, and then come back when you need a booster. Okay.
Diana,
Um,
could you raise that a little so we can get all the info on the iLife?
oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'll send you the info, but anyway, here it is.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, it might not go out in time. So Mac level 1 is, so basically it looks like these are set up for Wednesday afternoons. Okay. So Wednesdays from 12:30 to 3:45. Once a week. And so when they go once a week, they can't fit all 3 in. And some people have a really hard time with twice a week, and we've done twice a week for, you know, so ever since COVID. So I think that's why they're stretching it out a bit. So once a week, Mac level 1 and Mac level 2 takes us from the beginning to the end of the semester. And then Living the iLife is right after. So if you go to the Swake Center, you stay there till the evening. And then it's 4:30, Wednesdays also 4:30 to 7:15 p.m.
It's a long day.
So Mac it's a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure why they set it up this way. I don't mind doing that with my Photoshop students, but not with my Mac students. Usually I do Mac iLife on the Fridays. Anyway, one thing I don't choose is the schedule. I just say what I get to teach. And for those of you taking these classes, it's Fridays. It looks like I'll be there Fridays and mornings and evenings. So I guess I'm going to be twice a week at the Wake Center, Wednesdays and Friday. Oh, I think that was part of the idea. They wanted us to be there less time. Oh, okay. This is me being suspicious. They've been paying an extra amount to people who teach online this session. And I think they're not going to do it next session, but I think they thought they would. And so maybe reducing me to just 2 days, they would pay less. I'm wondering, instead of having me go also on a Tuesday or on a Monday. I'm just being, you know, I don't know. I have no idea.
What is the digital design technique class?
I teach the whole, there's an Adobe series of programs, which are Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. And with them, you get to create, you know, flyers, brochures, logos, just like web banners, just things that you want to create, newsletters. You know, when you want to put together something that's a project, books, business cards, you know, just create things that you put things from different sources together.
Too many things to have in there. Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign.
That's digital design techniques. Yeah.
Do you have to have knowledge in Photoshop to take that class?
No. This one's a basic class where I teach you some basic things of each program and put together just to give you an idea of the whole process.
Oh,
To go in depth, you go with Illustrator or Photoshop, or the in-depth courses for both of those.
okay.
Okay. All right, I'm going to stop this right now, and I'll have it up there if anyone during break or after wants to ask again. I'll have the schedules and stuff up there. All right, how's it going?
Okay.
Good, good.
So Paul asked the question that the answer is no. Paul, the class, the next Wednesday, the 16th, is not the last class. This Wednesday, 2 days from now.
Oh, really?
I know. The session finishes early. Yeah, so we're finishing this week. This is our last week. So between all the credit classes and attendance and grading, it's yeah, it's an intense week for teachers. And for students, my son's a student right now. There are finals everywhere. My credit students are taking finals. So this is our last week. Yeah. So today and Wednesday. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
At one point, you showed us how to put another email address, for example, Gmail or the school one. But I was trying to do it also on my phone. I was thinking maybe during class today, you could just quickly show me how, or show us all how to.
Can you
same thing
repeat?
to the phone?
It got buzzy there, and I know that you want me to show you something on the phone, but the first part got buzzy and I didn't hear what.
No, like you showed us how to add an email address. like for the school, the school or
Yeah.
Gmail or whatever.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
try to do that with my phone because I have it on my computer, but not on my phone, and I couldn't do it.
Mhm. Yeah, today, the other day we spent the whole time on the computer, and usually I try to show you things, computer and phone.
Right.
And same thing with iLife. I noticed that for the people who took iLife that I didn't show how to edit on the phone. So in fact, I have a big note here to say,
Oh, good.
remind me to show you things on the phone. So your question is very appropriate. And yes, I did not show you how to do the same stuff on the phone this time. So I will do that.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't gonna continue with mail. That I was gonna continue with a different app. So let me just show you really quick. That mail on the phone. So I'm sharing my phone with you because that was not what I was going to technically be doing. So many different things open. Okay. Mail. So I'm opening up mail on the phone, and I have it set up already. You probably guys don't normally get it. When you first open up mail, you're just opening up in this mode. Okay. And when you want to go see each one of your accounts, you have to go up here to the very top to back off. Okay. So if you're normally opening up mail, you're probably seeing all your inboxes at the same time. So you need to click on this little arrow that says mailbox to get back out. And then you get to choose which email you are going to be looking for. And then there I'm clicking just pipeline, for example. Okay. Does that make sense, you guys? Can you do it? Bring out your phones and your iPads. This is the same. And then I just want to show you a trick that everyone should know on the phone, which is completely not part of this class, but you see up here on the top right where I have a black battery right there. Its battery is full. When you start the morning, start the day, everyone has a black battery that's full. But there's a trick, and for people who have, I don't know when it switched, probably after iPhone 8 it switched, or iPhone 9 or iPhone, yeah, I know 7 still has a button. The one that has the button, I believe, is still iPhone 7. So I don't know. I don't remember if iPhone 8 has a button or not. But anyway, if you have a button, you can just double click your button. And if you have any of these other newer phones, then you have to go up to the top and just drag your mouse, like your finger down this little corner from the very top, jink, down like that. Okay. And then when you do that, and for people who are on a button, have to double click their button. When you do that, then no, it's not double click the button. Double click button gets you to the home. It's swoosh up from the bottom. Anyway, it's to pick up the control panel. You kind of put for people who are on an earlier phone, you put your thumb right down here and you kind of swoosh up. But I have to do the one that from the top. And you get to the control panel. And there's one setting here that I have that doesn't come with the control panel right there that you have to put in here, that I'll show you how to put in, because we're going into system preferences now. So I'll show you this at the same time as I show you mail. And right here, you turn this on and your computer goes into low power mode. And so any of you who is running out of power, this is one of the best phone tricks. If any of you is running out of power ahead of time during the day, just the morning starts, I open up my phone and I set it up on low battery mode. And all it does is it doesn't constantly look for mail, constantly look for downloads. It just kind of waits until you look for mail, stuff like that, right? And that really saves your battery a lot. So I just go ahead and say, continue to that. And now you'll notice that my battery turns yellow. And then either you click on your button again, or you just swoosh back into the corner and it goes away. And now my battery is yellow. And that's just means that my phone is on low power mode. And I just highly recommend everyone do that. But anyway, you have to choose that from the system preferences. So since I wanted to show you something else in system preferences, I'll do both of this at the same time. So now let's go to system preferences. I'm gonna
You're doing this
swoop over
on the
here to open
phone?
my system preferences.
Yeah.
This is everything I'm showing you is on the phone. Yeah. Mhm. And I believe the iPad has the same thing. I'm not 100% sure about the iPad right now. Someone who has an iPad, please check and tell me. Barbara, the way you look is exactly how I feel. I had 3 hoodies on, heavy scarf. I'm slowly, I have a blanket on my knees. I like it. I was freezing. Anyway, so when you scroll down on your phone now, so I'm in settings. I'm gonna take us to mail for a second, right? Because that's what we were talking about, but I just wanted to show you really quickly here. There's this choice called battery. It's one of the first choices called battery. When you go to battery, you can turn it on to low power mode from here. You can come here each time you want to turn it on to low power mode, but then you have to basically come here all the time to low power mode. So better than doing that is putting it in your control panel, which is what that first place that I showed you before. So if you don't want to have that quick access to it, then every time you think that you're running out of power, just come here and put in low power mode. And that's see how here the battery went black, and I turn this on and the battery goes yellow. So what I did to put it available as a quick button, I went to the control center. You go to the control center, and here you can choose what you put in the control center, and you will find one here that says low power mode. In the yellow and the green, press the plus and it'll go to your power mode. So basically you'll find it here. It'll say plus low power mode. I click on the plus and it moves up here into my control center. And these are the things that I'll have handy in my control center. And if there's things that you don't use at all in that control center, you can move it out or move it in. I also put the text size. So again, this one was not normally there. Usually it's over here, text size. And so this one's cool because I can use my control center to make my text size go bigger. I like the magnifying glass too. I don't know if these are automatic or not, but the magnifying glass, which is down here. So anything that's down here, you can put up there. So I put text size, magnifying glass, and low power mode in my control center. So they end up having a little minus there. So when I do go to my control mode now, remember you swoop from the corner down, right from up there. I'm going to swoop down, get to my control mode, power panel. And these are things that are in my control panel. So when I can't read something because it's too small, I can change the text size with that little arrow. Here's my power mode, and here is a magnifying glass. And so if you go to read a menu and you don't have a menu with you, I'm trying to say that I'm trying to find something small. Say that you need, this is, I can help you guys. Let me just show you something. 1 second. Yeah, one second. I'm trying to, 1 second. Trying to find something that's in small. The only thing else I have here are in Spanish. It's probably not good. Okay, so here I have something to read. If I click on that, and I can point, oh, do I have the wrong camera? I can point it towards some, like a menu, and suddenly I can see it without glasses. See that? So those are really cool. It's and I can make it smaller. So if you're like, don't have your glasses with you and you need to read something, you can turn that magnifying glass. It turns your you put whatever you need to read in front of your camera, and it gives you a little magnifying glass so that you can read. So those are things that I like in my control panel. All right. Yes. What's that?
Diana,
Yes.
so I opened my iPhone, and I was trying to follow you, but I'm very sorry. I hate to say
That's
this.
fine.
I think you went too fast. I was
No.
still on the battery, and
That's
you know,
fine.
and then
I get
find
that.
what-
Many
Yeah.
times what I do is I try to show you the point of what I'm about to check. So that's why I say just a minute. I gave you the idea, and now I'll go back and show you how to get it. So when I'm trying to show things, be patient so that everyone gets the idea of what's the point. And so I just wanted to do the little demo, and then I'll
Okay.
come back and make sure everyone's got there.
All right.
So
Yeah,
in your
okay.
settings, I showed you how to change your control center. But
Uh,
I showed you
So-
also how to get to your battery, but I wanted to put the battery in your control center. Okay, so basically you don't need to go to battery. You can also go to battery and turn it on each day, but I wouldn't do that. Or you can put the battery in the control center. So basically, how do you get here? It's just settings. Open up settings and kind of at the right under general, you have the control center. Click on the control center. And then anything that you have in your control center will have a little minus. That means you have it already on your control center. It's included. And anything else that you can include that if you want is under more controls. Okay. So for some of you, if you're hard of hearing, or if there's all these other things that you can put it here up in the control center that I chose not to put yet. But if you do use your controls, use it, put it up here, or take out things that you don't use. Like I use my notes a lot, so I have a quick access to my notes. I use the flashlight all the time. So I have the flashlight there. I don't really use the timer a lot. So for example, that's something I could probably take out. Well, I use the timer, but I use it with Siri anyway. So I put in here the things that I would use the most. I set up alarms, I use my camera. So how do I access these things is by clicking on control center right under general. And then I decide that if I don't want something that's here already, I click on the minus. I say remove and it moves down here. So see how magnifier is down here now. And now if you want to put it in your control center, you need to click the plus, and now it moved up to the control center. Okay, so this kind of lets you decide where you want it. And then you might reorder them. You might want the magnifying glass, the low power mode at the bottom. And so you can grab these three little lines here and drag it down, and then those guys are together anyway. But then how do you see your control center? Once again, if you're in a newer phone, drag your finger from this corner down. Okay, so you need to go swoop and this appears right corner down. And if you are on a phone with a button, then you put your mouse right where the button ends and you swoop your thumb up. You just go a little swoop up with your thumb, and that gives you the control center. Okay, and so now I have my battery moved because I showed you how to move it a bit lower. So now my low power, my battery is here. Here are all the different, like if I want a quick calculator, if I want my quick access to my camera, to my alarms, to my whatever. Okay.
Diana,
Yes.
when I set up the battery saver, my screen turns black. Is that normal?
If your battery saver, your screen went black, no, that's not normal.
Because when I press battery saver and then I push it back again, it goes clear. So I don't
So
know.
low power mode, on or off makes no difference as far
No
as
difference?
my
Okay.
background. So I don't know if it did that to
It
you
also,
then.
it also says tap to schedule battery saver. So that's another
Oh.
thing that I have available on the Android.
Well, that's cool.
It's an Android, so.
Oh, you have an Android. Okay, those things are
Yeah.
different. We can't schedule ours. I wish we could. That's good. No, I don't know why it went black on the Android. So maybe
Okay.
it turns off a bunch of stuff like background images and stuff.
Yeah.
Not on the Mac, on the
Okay.
iPhones. Okay, so guys, now back out of all that. If you're in the control center, back out by going up to settings, or if you were still say in this low battery mode, just back out, going to settings over here. I want to go back to mail. Mail, contacts, and calendar. Okay. And Safari. We're going to be talking about those. So remember that in the computer, I had you guys open internet accounts, and then let me share my screen so that I can show you both at the same time. Oh, This is the one that doesn't allow me because it's a different computer. I can't share both. Okay, so then I'll just share. Remember that in the internet accounts, you would set up an account that you want, and then you could turn on like mail, contacts, calendars, notes, Safari, whatever it is that you want to use together. Well, the equivalent to that, and this is review on a phone, is the settings. Hello, there it is here in the settings. You see mail, contacts, calendar, Safari, notes, reminders, all that stuff that's here. This is equivalent to that. All right. So if you set them up in one, I made you guys go to mail and set up your accounts here. You'll see that I have 3 accounts set up. So if you did that when we did all of this, the beginning of this class, then you should have all of your accounts in here. If you didn't do that, this is where you would go and add your accounts. Okay. So now I'm going to back out of there because if you didn't add them by now, I'm not, go to my previous videos. But the whole point is that once you set them up there, now your contacts, your calendar, your notes, they all have those contacts available. So those accounts available. So if I go to contacts now, then the same 3 accounts are already set up. See? Or I'm backing out of contacts. And if I go into calendar, the same thing. See, the 3 accounts are set up. So just by setting them up in one of these apps, you see them everywhere. I'm going to go over to notes. And once again, accounts. So all the apps now know that those are all my accounts. So you set them up and then it just kind of remembers. All right, reminders, etc. I'm not going to keep going down, but then it knows that those are the accounts available to you. All right. As opposed to on the computer where you get to tell it what by going into the internet accounts. Okay, internet accounts. And then here you get to say if you want which account to have mail, which one not, which one, like for Yahoo, which is my junk mail, all I want is the mail. I don't want the rest of my apps to look at my Yahoo mail. That said, I don't normally in my real life have my junk mail turned on all the time because the whole point is that I don't want to see it a lot, right? So I just have this off normally. And then it goes back to saying inactive, okay? And then when I go and check my mail, I don't see my junk mail. But every couple of months, every month, if I'm more assiduous in my cleanup, I will come and turn it on so that now I'll see it. And then I can go in and just do a cleanup of all the junk and stuff like that. Or as I said before, sometimes I'll know, for example, I gave you the example of Michael's because it just happened where I know that that's where all my Michael's accounts are getting in. The other day I went there with my kids, I told you, and I turned this on, collected a coupon and turned it off again. So you can just do that from here. Okay. Yeah. Now on the phone, if you don't want to see an account, now I'm going to shift back to the phone. So on the phone, I'm going to go to mail over here under accounts. Right now, as you can see, I'm not looking at my junk mail. I don't have my Yahoo added. Okay. But if I were to want to turn an account off from my phone, I could go into it and just there I have mail, contacts, calendar, notes. So I can also do the same thing. I can turn the mail off. I can turn the contacts on. Okay. Et cetera. Now, notice that here I turned the contacts on. Fine. Then when I try to turn it off, this message comes up. Are you sure you want to continue? All the Gmail contacts will be removed from your phone. Now, be careful. That sounds really scary, but all it means is that for this account, right? So if this is your junk mail account, that's fine. You don't need those. For this account, they will be turned off, but it's very clear from your phone. So it's not like I'm deleting my contacts. So it sounds horrible. Oh, your contacts are going to be deleted just from my phone. so that you don't see them. You don't have to deal with them. Just like if I don't want these mails, just turn them off, right? That's it. It'll, all the Gmail now contacts will, so I delete them from my phone. All that means that if I go to my mail right now, my SBCC teacher is now inactive. I turned everything off. And if I go pick up my mail, I do not see my SBCC teacher anymore. It's not there. That doesn't mean my account has been turned off, that my account isn't still working and that it's not receiving messages. I just choose not to see it through my phone. Just like I'm choosing on my computer not to see my junk mail all the time. The day that I want to see it again, I just need to go back. My account is installed. It's fine. So I'll go back and I'll just turn the parts that I want on again. And then if I go back to my mails right now, there it is. Now I'm seeing my SBCC teacher mail again. Okay, so I know I'm going back and forth. You guys who are questions about this, go ahead and watch this carefully with a recording. And basically all I'm saying is put in all your accounts in here. And the ones you don't want to see, you just turn on. So people were concerned, well, I don't want to see my pipeline on my phone. Well, that's fine. After this class is over, meaning after Wednesday, not today, still, you're supposed to be seeing it on your phone and on your computers. If you decide, no, I don't want pipeline on my phone, you come over here and you just turn these guys off. And then either when you take a class with me again, it's already set up again, or when you're taking a class with a teacher who sends you stuff, or when you want to receive things from school, you just turn on maybe only your mail, right? You don't need to have the rest on. Yes, if you want to be able to email teachers without having to look up their emails, one solution is to turn on contacts, and that'll give you the facility, as we've shown you with mail, that you start typing a teacher's name and their email pops up. Okay, so anyway, all of this was based on the how do you write emails on your phone. Well, first of all, you need to make sure to have your account set up right here. Okay. How do you set them up? You set them up clicking on add account. We did this some days ago, and you basically the same stuff you had at school. So if you have Google or Yahoo or any of these, but if you happen to have like Cox.com, you'd have to go to other. All right. Let's back out and back out completely from all of this. And now let's go to the mail app, where right now I'm seeing all of these. Why? Because I clicked on the word mailbox on the top. So all inboxes is the most normal one to see. And when you don't want to see all your stuff at the same time, then you go up to mailboxes, because say it's work hours and you only want to look at work, you go and choose your work. Now let's all go choose just pipeline. That way we don't have to have a mix up or mess up anything on your personal email. So here you have pipeline, or at least I have pipeline right now. And so if you want to write an email, you go to this little, okay, before I continue, is everyone in their pipeline in their email app right now on their phone?
Yes.
Email
Yes.
app. Do I need to catch everyone up, or any questions? All right, Patricia, you still have a hand, but I believe it's your question from before, right? Or there's no new question. Okay. All right. Anyone else? No. Okay. So in our app, say that you want to write an email. You'll go down to this little icon right there that says write email. Oh, by the way, remember there was a little filter on the app in our computer that I said, be careful with that one. If you touch it, it's this one here on the left. It lets you see only emails that you have not read. And then this is emails that you have read. So see, this one I've already read this morning. So when I click on this, it disappears, because now it's filtered by unread, showing me only unread emails. But the problem is that it's very easy to read something just by clicking on it. It's considered read, right? See how the little blue dot disappeared, versus this has not been read. This has not been read. Okay. So as long as I haven't touched it, it's not considered read. But now when I've got these two I already read, I'm going to click this filter. Those two disappeared. Now I'm showing only the ones that I've already read. Does that make sense? So sometimes it's healthy and easy. It's good to use that. And sometimes it's not, because maybe just because you already read it doesn't mean you don't want to see it, because you wanted to check again. What time was it that the gas was going to be off? So but if you did that, it appears from your vision. It's not gone from the inbox. It's just not showing itself to you. So if you want to go reread the time, the invitation or something like that, it won't be here. So just know that
Diane?
button turned on or off is a pretty important one. Yes, Yolanda?
So I am on that pipeline account, but there's no, I don't see any, that filter, that little round thing over there at the bottom left
In your mail?
in my mail. I am on my, maybe I should, maybe. Oh, now I see. Thank you so much. So
You're welcome. I didn't do anything, but thanks. All right. Now on the right side, on the other hand, you have the little new mail icon. You click on that. And now you're in the same situation as you were when we were in and the computer mail, where you can choose to somebody, right? So everyone go ahead and write me an email. So let's start writing DEM. And since I've been writing to you, DE Musakyo should kind of pop up. D Musa, I mean, just a few more. So look what's happening. As soon as I start writing to D, a lot of people that I could write with D. As soon as I write DE, not so many. DEM, not so many. DEMU, now it's pretty much me. I mean, you have to have a whole series of, you know how all these choices that show up are people who have those, how many emails start with DEMU. Up to DEM, there you have SAY. Those of you who've taken SAY's classes, DEM includes SAY. And it's a friend of mine called Demian, or last name Demon, someone that I know. So by the time you get, and if then I type something wrong, Demi, instead of Demu, I disappear from the choices. So don't make typos, DEMUS, and then you can choose my name. So click on my name and there it is. Now you've got it ready to go to me. Yeah.
Diana, when I try to send, it says cannot send mail. The connection to the outgoing server smtp.gmail.com failed. Additional outgoing mail servers can be configured for
Okay.
mail.
All right. Yeah, I know the whole email. So it probably need to go and check on your setup of the account. So we go back to the system settings, but hold on one second. Let me finish this then. Notice that over here I have CC, BCC, and from. Okay, it's telling me what email I am choosing to send from. Say that you want to send from a different one. You click right here, and it was collapsed. My CC, my BCC, and my from. So now it expanded, uncollapsed itself, and now I can choose from, and I can choose maybe to send from a different email. Okay, so here's the same thing that we did at home. In the Mac the other day at home, I mean on your computer. For some reason I'm at school, I usually call it at home. And then here you can do the BCC or the CC, the same things that we did at school. So this time just send it to me and then go to subject and just test from phone. And we're not going to send anything in particular, just so you know how to send. And then since I didn't use the BCC or the CC, it kind of collapsed again. But if I were to have put someone in there, say that I put myself again, only because I just want to show you guys that when you do use it, well, DEMU, when I do use it, then it doesn't collapse. Okay. But if I don't use it, and I don't want to send this one, I just put my mouse right behind it and I hit the return here, boom, delete to get rid. Anyway, that's it. And now this email with very little in it, go ahead and say send by clicking on this little arrow. Now, remember how the other day we added attachments and things like that? If you want to attach something to the phone here, you can hold your mouse deep, just on your screen for a little bit. And then you have choices here of what you want to do, and go to this little arrow and click on the arrow, and here's the insert photo or attach file. And if you say insert photo or video, it's going to take you to your camera's photos. And so here I am in my camera's photos, and here's a photo of, so this is it. This is my camera's photos. Okay. Oh, you guys don't take my iLife class, but anyway, these are the photos I have in my camera. So starting from the most recent and down to older, and that's how you attach a photo on your phone. Okay. And then when you're
That's
done,
great.
you go
Thank
up
you.
to this thing and you say send. And then it'll ask you, ooh, small, medium, large, or actual size. Recognize it? It's basically the same
Yeah.
as what we went through. And I'm going to go in this one for small, just a test one. And off it went. And here I'm receiving something already from Anne, something already from Vera. Now, because, just so you know, because I'm in this low power mode, because I'm in that low power mode, right? If I'm not in low power mode, my mail constantly automatically checks to bring people email. But since I'm in low power mode, here's one of the few differences, that nothing is going to refresh until I refresh it. So how do I refresh it? I just put my finger here and just pull down and pull up, and that kind of refreshes. It just gives it a little refresh. It looks again, and it brings in other people's emails. Okay, so there it is. Now it's bringing some more people's emails. Now another one from Anne with a photo. All right, Patricia, you're sending the first email on your phone. Cool. So everyone, go ahead. I'm not.
But
Keep
since
sending. Keep sending me. I want an email from each one of you guys.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and send. I want you guys to do one whole process. I've already deleted the ones from last week, so it's not like I'm going to keep these. Don't say anything too important, or do, and I'll read it and I'll keep yours if yours is important. But I'm just trying to test, so I'm going to keep doing that and make sure that everyone knows how to send an email from your phone.
I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah, but Patricia doesn't have an iPhone either, and she's doing it
No,
from her
I
phone.
did.
So
And I was curious if I did it correctly. So I
Mhm.
went to send,
yeah,
and I have all other emails from my other emails that I had sent previously.
yeah. So here's the thing. What she's saying is, so while people keep sending me stuff and they keep arriving, how do you go to all of these mailboxes and send and drafts and all of that on your phone? Well, I'm going to back off of Pipeline right there, right? And here at the very top, these are the inboxes. The inboxes, that's all they are. So inbox for iCloud, inbox for SBC Teacher. I keep backing up. Here's the VIP. Remember that I showed you how to turn on the VIP on the computer the other day. But now I have all three accounts over here. And if I click on this one, for example, then that opens up inbox, draft, sent, junk, trash, all mail, import, basically all my mailboxes and stuff like that. The one thing that doesn't stay, and that I do not know, and that does bug me, is the smart folders. These are only the folders that you moved things, but the smart folders doesn't say. It's not that it bugs me. I mean, I understand why it's not there, because basically the smart folders are just searches. But yeah, the smart folders don't translate into the phones. Okay, so say that you're trying to search for something from someone. You go, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to see how when I first come here, I'm just seeing the inbox. If I pull down a bit with my finger, I just did a little pull down, just put your finger in the middle and pull down, then the search appears, and I'll search to get something from Bradbury, which is Bill. So as soon as I put Brad, okay, there it is, Wyman, he's Bill in this class is Wyman Bradbury. So then I click on here, and then I got the latest one that he just sent me. But if I want to get anything or everything that he ever sent me, then I click on the whole name of that person, and then any email he's ever sent me will pop up in here. Okay. So this is the latest one, right? So everyone go and do a search for some email from someone. click down, and then do a search from emails from me. You can write the word Diana, for example. And then anything that I've sent you, the latest one I sent you will appear up there, right? And then if you just tap on my entire name, then anything I've sent you will appear there. And by the way, this is searching all mailboxes. You can also search only the pipeline email if you've only received things from me. But in general, when I do a search, I have it go for all mailboxes so that anywhere in my email from whoever it is, I will do that search. When I'm done and I want to get back to my stuff, this is the hardest part of all search boxes, that people go, well, now I can't see anything else anymore. Why? It's because the name Indiana or the name Bradbury or whatever you've written is still there. So sorry, it doesn't let you see anything other than that until you get rid of that. So you can select and delete the whole name, or you can click on this little X and that deletes it too, or you can just hit cancel. But if you want to do another search, you have to hit the little X and then put another name in there. So say I look for something from Marcia right now. So I go Prude, and there it is. Marcia Pruden appears. Okay. Or then I can click on here to get anything that she's ever sent me. In this case, I'm going to now just, etc. You keep searching by clearing the search. But when you're done searching, then you just hit the cancel and you're back in regular mode. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Any questions?
Yes. Are you still going to show us how to add? Because I have it on my iMac, but I don't have the address I want on my phone. And I've tried to add accounts.
Oh, how to add an email?
Yeah, but I
Type in an email, you mean?
how to add an account. Like I have Gmail on my iMac and on my laptop,
Oh,
not on my
Vicky,
phone.
I explained how to add accounts.
No, yeah, you have, and I've done it and I know how to do it. But
Okay.
for some reason on my phone, I can't get the Gmail accounts to show. It's on all my other devices because you showed us how to do it.
Okay, I showed you how to do it on the phone too. You probably missed that class, but I'll show you really quickly
Well,
again. You go to mail,
okay.
you go to accounts, and you
Add an account.
add account, and
But
you
you know,
choose.
it's not a new account, it's an existing account. that I just wanted-
Exactly.
Okay.
You would never create a new account from here. You only can put in existing accounts.
Okay, let me
You
see.
could never create, so to say, a new email. This is only for existing accounts. So
Okay.
you'd, if you have a Google, you'd go to Google and it'll ask you, tell me when you get there.
Okay, so mail first and then add account, then accounts. I can see I have 3, the iCloud, Pipeline, and my Cox. And then
And then
underneath that, it says add account, and you
Yeah,
said,
mhm.
do not do that.
No, I said, I'm not gonna bother doing that because I already did it. That's what I said when I came here
Okay,
before.
so when I add an
That's all.
account, I'm like, oh, okay,
Add an
So-
account
okay.
and then choose. You said you have a Google you wanna add Google?
I want to add a Gmail.
Yeah, so that's a Google account.
Okay,
And then click on that. It'll want to use Google, say continue.
okay,
And then you have to put in the email that you already own. This, if you want to
Yeah.
create an account, you go there, but you have to create the one that you have already. You put
okay.
it in there, then you say next, it'll ask you for your password, and then it'll let you in. Okay, so yeah, you were probably not here when I had everyone set this up the first day, I believe, so. Maybe it was
Okay,
the first day of last class. Could be,
Maybe-
Diana,
because Vicky wasn't here for the
Last week,
class
I
before this,
wasn't.
so.
Yeah,
All right, so who had another question?
it's
Someone said,
me.
Patricia, yeah.
Yeah. I understand this Google, I've been using this phone only since COVID because I use my line phone all the time from the house. So
Uh-huh.
I understand everything, but the only thing that I don't understand is the drop boxes, the how you say that is, they always tell me that is full. iCloud, no, is the other one.
You mean you Dropbox?
My Dropbox, that
Okay,
comes from,
Dropbox is a completely different thing. I'm
but
gonna
it
cancel
comes
that.
from City College, right?
No, Dropbox has nothing to do with City College, and so I'll spend only a minute explaining it, but hold on, let me cancel out of here to get out because I'm not adding an account. I'm walking out of that. So Dropbox is something that you
It's a storage. It's a
yeah,
storage.
you go to dropbox.com and you create a free account and it's extra storage space online. And you put stuff in there. And when it's full, either you know, they give you, I don't know, I think 2 gigabytes for free. And after that, you need to start paying. And if it's full, it's full. Either you pay more to get more space or you don't. It's like you bought a little mini storage somewhere in the city, only you bought it online. And that's what Dropbox is. It's not, the school does not give you a Dropbox account. If you take Norma's classes, she puts her,
Yeah, Bruce
Her-
Bruce
she
does
puts
the
her
same thing.
handouts in Dropbox.
Yeah,
Bruce does the same. I think that the whole point is we're trying to teach our students to use Pipeline. I do not know why they choose not to use Pipeline. That doesn't make sense to me, especially Norma, because she teaches computer. We're trying to get people to learn to use Pipeline. And then now you're teaching them they have to download this whole other thing called Dropbox. It's like, but whatever, opinions, sorry. Everyone
yeah,
has
yeah,
opinions.
okay.
But it's basically a Google Drive. Dropbox is just spaces online that you put stuff in.
Yeah,
That's all it
okay,
is.
yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm going to find out about this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Diana,
Um,
maybe later on you can spend some time with me. I still cannot get it. I mean, I just,
Well, you can't share your phone. That's one thing
No.
only I can share. So unless you tell me what's happening, I can't help you.
I-
You
it just-
basically, you put in your email account and then you put in your password. And if it doesn't go, then something's wrong with one or the other or something else
Okay.
happening.
okay, there's something else happening because
What's the
you know,
something else?
well, I get that number that'll say, okay, go to your app account, your Google account and add this number. I think it'll say, do you want to, there's a question, and then it'll say add, you get a choice of 3 numbers for security, I guess. So I get to that point,
Yeah. And did you go to your email and find those numbers?
yes, but it's never there. And it's like, what, I'm missing a step. And I even went online, with Google and just.
Okay,
how
so
to ha-
so what's happening, and again, this is, you need to go deal with Google tech support. I can't help you
Okay.
much further, but what happens is that when you created the account, because this is one that you already own,
Yeah,
it asked you for certain security questions and you answered certain things. And so basically, one of the things it gives you is an email address that you need to access. So you can't go, you probably gave it a different email as a security. So go check if it's in your other Gmails and see
okay,
if it's in
I
there.
can do
Like
that.
maybe it sent it, maybe you gave it a Yahoo. They ask you for like a security number account and maybe you
Yeah.
gave them your Yahoo or something. So go check your Yahoo for that number or something like that. Other than that, yeah, you need to deal with Google
Okay.
tech support.
All right,
It's not a phone thing. It's just,
okay,
whatever security system you set up has something in it you're not typing in
Yeah,
the information
doing
you gave them
something.
first. And so it's not letting you
Okay,
in.
well, thank you
which
for
is-
trying.
Yeah, which is the whole point. And again, Yolanda, did you try again now? Because this was the same question you had is what Vicky has. You're saying that it's not, it just, the messages it's saying, you need to go back in here. You need to go back to your mail and was it Pipeline or which one was it that you said wasn't doing it? So go back to Pipeline and when you click on it, you can go up to the account and then just see if you have to set up,
Diana,
maybe you have something. Yeah,
if it's a
hold on.
If
I'm
it's a
talking to,
pipe-
wait,
Oh,
Patricia. I
okay,
was talking to Yolanda. It's a specific thing about a question. She said, let me finish with Yolanda. So Yolanda, you were saying that, is it your Pipeline that doesn't let you email, right?
It just won't send out,
Yeah.
my classmates
Yeah,
send just something and
so
I
go
thought-
back to Pipeline account and see if you need to change your password. Worst case scenario, you can delete the account and then add it again and it'll go and refresh all of the information. Again, deleting an account is not a big deal, guys. It's just the account still exists. Your other computer still receive it. Your phone won't receive it. Then you go back and add it again. And then when you say add account, you'll have to go and put in your Pipeline, your password and whatever again. And maybe that refreshes it. Right now, I don't know what's not set up correctly, that it's not picking it up.
Should I try
Probably
that
the
too?
password.
I should try that too, just delete it.
Yeah, but you just added it. You
No,
just
well,
added
I've
it.
had it, I've had this account for a long time and I get it on my Mac, all my other
Yeah.
devices, just not my phone.
Yeah,
but-
mine is
Yeah.
the same problem as yours, Vicky.
Yeah, so
It's crazy.
delete it
Okay.
and try to reset it. But Vicky said she's talked to Google and stuff like, so it's not, you need to figure out what's wrong with that. It's usually some pass or some security thing that's got crossed and that the answers are not the same. And so the phone, your computer remembers it by heart because it remembers the
Yeah.
password you installed, but your phone, you need to set it in and it's going, "Nah, that's not the one,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, Yolanda, if you're still having issues with an account,
Well, that's all right because on my iPhone, when I'm out of the house, I don't really care what the pipeline,
that's
tells.
true. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's
So,
fine.
Thank you.
If you're ever in a situation where you can't reach your computer, then you get it in here. Yeah, this is the choice of what you want to see in here or not. Patricia, your question?
And no, it's not a question, it's just a comment.
Mhm.
If it's related problems with pipeline,
Mhm.
the technician, the tutors from City College can go into your account and see the
Yeah.
Google, and they have to delete the cookies and whatever. But if it's only from City College, they can help you because they help me.
Yeah,
Google is very strict. If you just don't remember or something, you need to go do it.
yeah. And the thing about Google too is that if you messed up and you answered wrong once or twice, it kind of
No, they
shuts you out because it
Yeah.
thinks that you are not you. So then, yeah, if it's Yolanda, you can try with the tech support. If it's something that you're doing wrong on the phone, they don't necessarily help you, but they will when it's a pipeline account because they're trying to get
Yeah.
students to get their accounts on their phones and on their iPads and on whatever they have so that they can do their classes, right? So they will help you. Okay, and in case you guys don't know how to get there to the tech support, let me put again here the tech support info. And guys, copy this. I put it here in the chat for everyone. Basically in the chat, I just put in this long message, which is different ways to reach SBCC tech support. Problem is that the class will close and this will be gone. So in the first initial email that I sent you where I say, welcome to the class, when we start all these classes, I put all this information in there. But other than that, like if you were to click in here right now, you'd go into a Zoom account, a Zoom thing where tech support, student tech support people would be there. And this is the last week, so take advantage of it because we're going to have no tech support until January again, right? This is the last week of classes for all of City College, all staff, admin. I mean, admin still works for a while and then but this is student tech support and students stop coming to class on Friday. That's it. And even Friday credit doesn't teach on Fridays. So you might even only have tech support until Thursday. So yeah, go do this. So go to this little three dots next to what I just wrote and click copy and paste it into a note or something. Or email me and I'll send you the info again on an email. All right.
Diana, just to let you know that I got it.
Oh,
I
it
don't
worked
know.
now.
I don't know what I did, but
Cool.
I got it.
All right, Vicky, I'm glad you got it.
Just
All
doing
right.
it over and over. Yeah.
Now, let's go back to, I was going to start with contacts from inside of the computer, but now let's in fact start from the word contacts right here. So this is just the settings for contacts. This isn't the app. So the whole settings here, you get to make sure that your accounts are using contacts. So for example, if you click on pipeline, make sure that contacts is turned on for pipeline, calendars, notes. And as I said, you can bring these off, turn these off after this class is over this week. But for now, please have them all on. Because if not, whatever we're going to do next won't work. Sorry, my mouse is stuck here and I couldn't. Okay, I'm back up. All right, so make sure that if nothing else, your pipeline account has their contacts available. But if you have your other accounts in here, just, yeah, make sure that they're available for you too. Okay. So let's back off. And just in case, we're going to do the same thing with the calendar. Go to the calendar and go to accounts and then see if you've turned them on. Just make sure that these are turned on your pipeline accounts for all these apps, because I want to be showing you in the app itself how that all appears. Okay.
Just
Same
a
with
second.
notes
I'm
or
sorry.
reminders.
I got lost where do you find the contacts? Where in the cell phone?
Same place in the settings. Okay, so here's settings, and if you scroll down a little bit, then you start having passwords, mail, contacts, calendar, notes. They're all together. It's all the apps that are in the dock, pretty much on the computer, pretty much start
That-
over here. A
Okay,
lot,
thank
not
you.
all, but a lot of them, right?
But my accounts and the accounts, what it came out was sort order, display order. It's not, is that the one that you are?
Contacts,
think
yeah,
it's
this is
con-
contacts on top.
Oh, okay, now I got it. Okay, and now I am in sync with you.
Mhm. So now, as I said, this isn't my phone. This is the phone that's, the SBCC phone, and see how it says my info and it says SBCC Business Services. That would be where your name should be.
Okay,
Right? In your phone, you should have your name here. Or when you click in there, you can look for yourself. Like if you don't have your name here, if you click in here, you basically are searching your contacts, and you can search for yourself and click on it, and then it'll put all your info in there. You can also set which is your default account, and my default account for contacts, the most important one where I have all my important contacts, is my iCloud account. So you might have a personal Gmail or something like that. You could choose in here and say that it's another one, like your pipeline account or something else, which I doubt you would do, but you could choose which is the account where you really have all your emails. Like I have all these accounts for different things, but I only use one of them for my contacts, which is the iCloud. I want all my contacts in one for the most part. One thing that's a little bit confusing to people is this sort order and display order. So when we go into the contacts, I'll show you that, but you can change how how people appear or how they get sorted. So right now, the sort order is last name and first name, but they will be displayed in first name and then last name, which sounds a little bit weird. I'll show you in a second in the contacts app, but basically it's this. It says, normally when you have an alphabetical order, things appear in alphabetical order. You see A at here. But here what I'm seeing, AAA are the last names. See, errands and absences, Academy, Adric, Adelante. See, it's like it's sorted by last name, but I'm seeing it appear by first name. Does that make sense? Instead of seeing
Yes,
Aaron at first and Alba and Amelia as my first names, and then the last name is not sorted, they are sorted by last name. So who I see under my A are people who have a last name with A. Who I see if I click over here under, G, it's people whose last name or their emails are G. See that? So that's basically what sort order means. But we see them with first and second. So that's the different, that's the displays. It displays first and last, okay? But it sorts last and first. If you want to change that, because you would rather sort always by first name, because you address all your friends by first name and you don't really care about last name, then you can change that, right? So, but right now I'm going to leave it the way the default comes and you can decide. All right. Oh, sorry, I seem to have changed my info to someone else. Yeah. So I was playing around and I made change SBCC Business Services. There we go. All right. I shouldn't have changed that. All right. The contacts needs to know who you are yourself. So that's good. All right. So out of settings. And now let's go ahead and I'm going to move this app out of the way, and I'm actually going to go ahead and open my contacts. So let's go all to the home account. And a couple of you guys don't have an iPhone. So I want to teach you first contacts on the computer, because everyone here has a Mac computer. And then we're going to open up the contacts here. I mean, you can open it up here now and see the parallels, but I'm going to stop sharing. And if you don't see your contacts anywhere, is the point I wanted to make, because I have it right here. I see it right here. But if you don't see it, you don't know where it is. You've never used your contacts on your phone. How you do a search, just put your finger somewhere in the middle of the screen and pull down. And again, there's a search. So remember in the mail, we pulled down. So the pull down of your screen is always the search. Now this is the pull down of this general one, and I write contacts, and as soon as you go contacts should appear. Okay. And now you can click on contacts and open up contacts. And I will show you more about contacts, but first I want to show this to you in the computer. But up here at the top, supposedly you should be there. So it should see, you know, Yolanda or Barbara or Vicky. It should be there. In my case, I am Santa Barbara City College Business Services, because that's who owns this phone. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now, or at least this screen right now, and go back to my desktop. Okay. So now on my desktop, I still have my system preferences because I've been working with that. And it's time to open my, I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to open my contacts app, which is on my dock right here. But if you don't have it on your dock because for some reason at some point you got rid of it, then you would have to go and do a search, and you can do a search. Remember with this little top right spotlight, okay, very top right spotlight, that would give me a search. Or for those of you who remember the launch pad, you can do that and then search for contacts alphabetically. It'll be up there. So whichever way it is that you do this, hit open up your contacts app. And by the way, when you first open it up, that's true. This does not. And if you have a small screen in particular, then you won't have the 3 menus. But also, even if you have a big screen, you would have to toggle. How did we toggle? Trying to remember. How many of you are missing? Many of you might be missing this. I can't remember. Okay, how many of you guys are seeing only 2 things and not 3? Are you seeing 3 columns?
Yes.
Most people, the
I see
default,
3
the
columns.
default tends to be 2 columns unless they've changed it. But since no one's speaking, I'm like, oh, is it defaulting to 3 columns for everyone now?
I have 3 columns.
Okay. Anyone else? Any answers? You all have 3?
I have 3 columns.
Jeannie says 2. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to get, so what I'm going to do is, Jeannie, do you mind sharing your screen? Because the
Okay.
default,
I
the
have
default
3,
should
but
be
I have
2.
to pull it. I had to pull it out.
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen, Jeannie, so that I can see if maybe it's at this point it's set up. Since mine is set up, it's sometimes it's hard to see. Let me, so here's the thing. This is what I mean by 2 or 3. No, that's making it huge. Yeah, which is fine. There's your 3rd one, but then you've got, hit escape because you don't need to be seeing your contacts. And yeah, so go ahead and see if all you need to do is make it wider. So make your click on that and pull it open wider. There it is. There's your 3rd column. Okay, now it seems to me that maybe you haven't used it much, that you've used it here in class only. Who knows? Because you have a lot of the ones that we might have made in class. But that 3rd column, now that you have all three open, now you can put your mouse in the middle of the two, like the blue column and the white column, and make it thinner or bigger or smaller, you know, in case you want to make it smaller and see it more or less, right?
Yes.
But that said, anyone else who still, thank you, I'm going to stop your sharing. Anyone else who doesn't have the three columns? Patricia, your hand is up. Is that in your hand?
Yes, I didn't even have my my app in my computer, but now
No,
I
no,
add
no.
it.
Yeah, I don't think you don't have it on your computer. You
Is it?
deleted it from your computer completely?
No. The
No,
the application of contacts.
Yeah,
But now
but-
I open it and everything from my phone transferred into my contacts. Because of the
Yes.
Google account or the pipeline account, I guess.
yeah, so if you've never opened it up, if you've never opened contacts, when you first open it, it sits there empty. And the reason it filled up, it will fill up with anything that you turned on the check mark. So if you have your iCloud with a check mark, or your pipeline with a check mark, or your Google, whatever with a check mark, those contacts will appear in here. So right now, I only have contacts turned on my pipeline and on my iCloud. On the others, I don't. See? So if I don't have them on, I don't. So if I go over here to my contacts,
Are you
I
not
can
sharing?
see- oh, thank you. Here, I'm showing you stuff. Sorry, I forgot to keep sharing once I was done with Jeannie. I apologize. So here's my contacts and here's my internet accounts, okay? So if you go to internet accounts, right, as you can see, Yahoo, I do not have my contacts turned on. Pipeline, I do have it turned on. iCloud, I do have it turned on. Over here in contacts. Sample Teacher, I don't. So whatever you've turned on here, okay, if you've turned on contacts in here, then you go over here, you would have iCloud, and then you guys might not have all this. We'll talk about what this is. And then down here, I have on my Mac, I have Pipeline. And when you turn on Pipeline, you'll see this directories. And that directories, that's the one that might look empty, but that's the one that you're on, which allows anyone, you know how the other day we started writing each other's names and their email, their Pipeline email came up, right? So that's the whole Pipeline directories. So, and then what are all these things? What are all these guys? These are groups, and I'm gonna explain to you guys what this means. Right now, everyone, I want you to have the word all contacts selected up at the very top. All right, so let me just first explain. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, that I want to see everyone's names, and I'm going to explain a little bit more. But basically, this is equivalent to the mailboxes, where if I want to see only contacts that are in the iCloud, I would have to click all iCloud. And then I can go to only contacts that are in Pipeline with BL Pipeline. So if you have different Gmails, so it's just, it's like what we were doing in the mail, that we would open only to see Pipeline email, whatever. But if you hit all contacts, then any contact you have from all your accounts appears over here, which makes sense to me. I want to see, I don't know where I entered Jeannie's number, what account I entered, you know, Sophia's number. I just want to see all my contacts at once. So that helps you. So this helps get all of the search. And so here's what happens. If you have a lot of contacts, a ton of contacts, you basically see an A appear, and you see every single A right there. Then you get to the B. If you don't have many contacts, you might see it more like you saw on the phone, a little list of ABCs, and you click on them and you go from one to the next, right? So right now I'm going through all my B's. Now, can you imagine if I'm looking for someone whose letter is an M? I would have to scroll forever, right? Because I have a ton of contacts, you know, until I get to the M. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go to the search, and now I'm going to look for my name. So I'm going to go MUSA, and there I am, right? And as you can see here, I'm testing a lot of different this is the phone for this SBCC phone, and I was teaching a landscaping class, and so it has my name, but I have a lot of different, like, here's my DE Musakio pipeline account, and here's my landscaping, and then this is family members with my last name. But anyone who has MUSA is showing up. Now, when I clicked on M, anything M came up, which means just about everything in the world. MU, well, only a few things. And so if we only have a few things, then these are things that have MU. MUS, ooh, even less things, but like something like music would fall in there. And then MUSA, basically I'm just down to anyone with my name. Not many people's names start with MUSA. So if I look for, say, I'm looking at Vicky over here, and if I go, she has a last name that's not traditional in the States. So if I go K, many Ks, KE, a few KEs, KEO, I don't find her. Why? She is not on my contacts list. Okay. You guys are students. You're not on my contact list, except for when eons ago I used to do my personal account for teaching. So some of you guys are in my contact list from when you got emails from my personal list, because just because I emailed you, they'd show up. But now when I do a search, it's like, wait, but you do have pipeline stuff here. So how is it not searching pipeline? Because pipeline does not get, if I write an email, I'll have their emails, but it's not like I'll suddenly have 2,000 names because I'm a part of the pipeline account, but it doesn't bring me in 2,000 or 5,000 names, whatever. There's like thousands and thousands of people, and that would be horribly invasive, right? So by the way, Vicky, this is her last name. She's in class. If you look down there, this is Vicky's last name. So you guys are students. Now, on the other hand, I actually have a personal relationship with Yolanda because she became friends with my mom. So if I go for there I go. I have her in my personal stuff. So Yolanda does show up. Okay. So it depends on who you've ever put in here. So don't think that just because your pipeline account is turned on, that you're on everyone's contact list at this point. You're not. But you do have a facility for being able to, through email, as I showed you before, access those people's account. We'll talk a little bit more later. Right now, I just kind of want to go back to the basics of these these emails. The thing I wanted to, 1 second, Patricia, I know you raised your hand, but one more thing. If you only have 2 columns, Yolanda, make your window bigger. Grab your window and go and pull it open. And some of you guys in your 3rd column have nothing because you haven't set these up. These are things I've set up, and I'm going to teach you how to set up. So you might just have a couple of words in here and nothing else on the 3rd column.
Okay.
All right.
I found it.
All right.
I found
One last thing. In the search, you search for anything. So you remember when I said, if I put in an M, there's a ton of stuff that shows up. Well, if you look over here, I'm seeing that Patrick Adams, there's an M right there. It doesn't need to start with that. Lona Mora, she starts with that, but it says uniform. It looks for any M. So see, Ek Raj Adhikari, there's no M there. So why under M is this person appearing? Well, if you click on to that person, there is an M somewhere. And right here, I have com, right? So when you have one letter only, it searches the entire information, right? So M would mean that just about everyone falls in there. I mean, American Airlines, right? There's an M, and you see how there's a highlight there that the computer is saying, oh, I found the M there. I found the M there, right? So it's not like it's searching only for first names M. It's looking for that information everywhere, right? So then when I go for MU, well, now it's less solutions, but why is Douglas Hirsch appearing under MU? Well, Dr. Mukul Gupta, that makes sense. It's MU, but why would, Douglas Hirsch? If I click and find out, I discover that there's MU, communication. See that? So anything that's in your information for that person gets checked. If I click on Sylvia, there's no MU that I can see here. But if I start reading over here, oh, there it is, MU. Okay, so it's anything you put in there. That's why the more you put into a person's checking account, the better to find. So say that you don't remember the last name, but you remember that you took a music class together. If you made a note of music, then the word music would bring it up, right? So here I wrote the word music, and all these people show up for me under the word music. And in fact, one has an email that says music. One has a last name that has includes the word music. So does this one. But this person, Dylan, is someone who did music for my son's movie, right? So I wrote a note that said music core for Santi's movie. See, so you can do more than just find first and last name. You can search anything that's in your contact that you've ever written. So when we start writing our own contacts now, I'm going to teach you how to put other stuff in here that'll be helpful for you to find a person. Maybe you don't remember a spouse's name. So when you set the contact, you put in the first name for your friend, but then you write the spouse's name just so that later you'll be able to find, et cetera, et cetera. So this context can be, the search searches way more than just first and last name, okay? So say that I start writing Santa Barbara, right? Now, look at all the people that show up. I have a lot of people I know in Santa Barbara. And what it's searching is the address. So I can do a search for everyone who lives in Santa Barbara. Okay, anyway, I'm going to click on this X to get rid of that search. And now I'm going to take questions, and then we can go on from there. So yeah, questions? Marcia, I can't add contacts in your Proton email account. Is that a work account, Marcia? Like the pipeline kind of thing? Or what is a Proton email account? I'm not sure, Marcia, if you're there, and if you are there and are speaking to me, then your sound is off. I know sometimes you need to come and go, but the question is there. If you hear me, please let me know. And then Yolanda, you only have 2 columns. And was there any other questions? Oh, again, Marcia, accessing documents on your phone and computer to sign as an attachment. Okay. You show the attachment options again. Oh, Marcia is asking again that question about attachment. Okay. Remind me, I'll do that in a little bit during break, but let me keep answering contacts. Sorry that I didn't check your questions a bit earlier when I was still doing mail. Bill, you have your hand up?
Yes, my wife's phone, I try to not have her have all my contacts and things, and I may have her phone turned off or her email turned off in one or other of my computers. Is that where I turn that back on, and I can't put a new phone number or a contact on her phone so I must have something turned off.
Okay, if you mean that in her contacts, you can't change anything right now, I'll show you how to start from scratch. But if you mean that you're trying to add a phone number to something, if you go over here, you need to hit edit. When you hit edit, then you can add a new phone number. But I don't want you to edit anything yet. The most of the class, I want you to create a new one, okay? So hold on.
I'll play with it.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it. I don't have her phone in hand right now either.
Oh, okay. Oh, so here's the thing. You can, let me share once I share my phone, this you will stop seeing. So I want you guys to remember for a second that under A, the first thing I see is AAA, AAA roadside assistance. Then I see the word Becky Aronson, student absence MAD. Like, let's remember the first 3 at least, okay? AAA, very soon I have the MAD Academy, okay? And then Becky and student in the middle. Now I'm gonna share my phone with you guys. All right. Hold on. I need to change that share. So now I had left you guys in the contacts, and here we are. I don't know if you see it yet. There it is. Here's my contacts, and I'm in the contacts of my phone. And guess what shows up first of all? AAA, Becky, student absences, MAD, Patrick, See how it's exactly the same thing? That's because, again, I have the same things turned on. The same check marks turned on where I'm seeing this is iCloud and Pipeline, right? So under A, I have the same contacts. So the idea is that if I change something in one, it'll change in the other. I'm gonna go back to my work one, but when you guys checked on that, do you have the same information on one as on the other? If you do, good, you have the same things turned on. If you don't, you know, this is a bit an answer to Bill's question. You might have on some of the accounts, you've turned on the contacts and others you haven't, so you're not seeing them. It's not that the contacts aren't there, they're waiting to be shown to you. You just need to see which device you want to see it on. Do you want to see your contacts on your iPad? No, I only use it to play games on my lap when I'm on the couch. I never email them from my lap, from my iPad. Good, don't turn your contacts on your iPad. Or yes, my iPad is the thing I use the most and I never check email on my phone. So then don't have them on your phone. You know what I mean? Just a choice of where to turn them on and off. But the account itself up in the cloud has the information. Pipeline, your iCloud, your Gmails, that's where the contacts reside in the cloud, and the account created with Yahoo or with Cox or with whoever. It's just that in your computer, the contacts app, if you turn on the checkbox, it reads those contacts. In your phone, if you turn on the checkbox, your phone reads those contacts. Okay, so you choose what you read from which account on which device. The information doesn't live in that. It lives in the accounts for Google, for Pipeline, for cloud, for everything up in the cloud. That's the real place where things live. Okay, that's just that explanation. So if you have different things turned on in a different place, it might look like some things don't have, oh, my phone doesn't have my family's phone numbers, but my computer does. Well, it's just a matter of turning the right things on and off. So whenever Bill later connects all his devices and checks them, make sure you have the same check marks on the same thing. So anyway, Bill, later when you have a bit more information, I can try to help you with that question,
you.
but you need your devices available. Sarah?
Yeah, when I open the contacts and look under the SBCC, I only have 3 contacts there, and I'm pretty sure I've turned on.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's important. Most of your contacts, if you've always made them, you've probably saved them in your Google accounts. I have these that are, some of you guys might recognize your names in here or not, but if I go to Pipeline SBCC, there's only a couple of names that I have here in my Pipeline account. For the most part, and in directories, it should be empty, because for the most part, you've been emailing back and forth, and it's probably been saving into your contacts have probably been saving, I don't know, into a personal email. We can go in and check, but if you do go into one of your Gmails and look for, say, a coworker's name, or just go into all contacts here and search for a coworker's name, someone that you maybe are not friends with, so you probably wouldn't have, you know, in your personal contacts, you wouldn't have their name. Go search and see if you can find it. Because she works at City College too. And I have a ton of people at City College that I email and they're not here, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Actually, I'm retired.
Oh, okay, well, worked, but you would still,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, it worked, but you would have, hold on, that's my alarm. I need to give you guys a break. It's been alarming me for a little while to give you guys a break. I just wanted to finish this subject. But if you have your Pipeline account, you still have access to everything that is this, like everyone has access to the all directories. So when you write to someone who currently works there, the reason you have access it isn't because you work there, but because you're a student there right now, and your Pipeline account is still active. But if you go to these boxes right here, these you need to make yourself. So these here that you guys don't have, you need to make yourself. So I'll be teaching you about these when we come back from break, how to make yourself, okay?
But
Right
otherwise,
now-
everything is available under all contacts.
Yeah, all contacts is everything that you have ever entered
Okay.
yourself or that you've transferred from another account, or that you've downloaded from your Gmail. So now we're going to see how do we create new ones and how did these get created and how do you deal with doubles and all that kind of stuff. All
Okay,
right.
great, thank you.
So unless you have an urgent burning question, let's take a break. But does anyone have something that I've shown that just is completely not there? Like I know Marcia had some questions about contacts and stuff, but that's, you know, show me attachments and stuff. But if you want to stay a little bit during break, Marcia, I can show you right now. But other than that, nope. Okay. So
Here, sorry, I was dealing with my dog. I'm
no,
here.
that's fine. So let me send everyone to break. And then as soon as break is over, the first 30 seconds, I'll show you what is it? Guys come back early from break. You'll see me answering Marcia's question. Okay, so it's 10:36. So let's do break until 46:51. Is that right? Did I get that right? That sounds a lot. 36, 46. And 51, yeah. Break until.
Very good.
Now you can see why I use Excel to do numbers and how come I'm a visual graphics person. Math. No, we don't do math in head. All right, guys. See you guys in 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Marcia, be back right at 10:51 and I'll answer your questions while people are trundling home. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So Marcia, are you back?
I am, thank you.
Cool, you're welcome. Well, I'm gonna share.
Okay.
My phone is where you said you wanted to.
Yeah, I have never had the ability to send attachments on a phone, and I see now how you do it. Thank you so much. I was
Mhm.
wondering, the only thing that popped up on my phone as possible things to send were recents. Is there any way to access?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
It depends on how you use your phone. Do you save documents on your phone? Because a lot of people don't. You don't write on your phone, right? You don't. It's like, that's why attaching things on your phone is a little bit harder. That's why I couldn't give you a quick one-off answer, nor will I spend too much time right now answering. Because the whole point is that we don't use our phone. Excuse me. We don't use our phone usually to make documents. So usually where documents reside is in your computer, right? If you have something that you've created to attach and send. Or, so say that I wanted to create a new email right now to send something, right? If I go in here and I press long, and then I go in here to where I see my attached photo or video, of course I can insert photos and videos from my phone because I have a lot of them. But when it says attach file, it becomes a little bit more iffy.
Deanna,
I
I don't know. I can't get to what you just did. I have an
Oh.
iPhone 8. When I hover, I just get like thank, hi, H, and then some little icons.
hover, when you say hover, what do you mean? And you're in the mail, right? Make a new mail.
I'm making a new email on my phone. And underneath
Okay.
subject, put it in the
Okay.
text.
So underneath subject is where you would write the text. Press your finger and keep pressing it down.
Okay,
When you let go, you get these choices.
right. I do get those choices. Uh-huh.
Okay, and then I went to this little arrow and then it continues. And then if I keep going to the arrow, there's more. Like there's, you keep kind of, the more
Okay.
you
Mhm.
press, that little arrow gives you, it's like a menu. It keeps giving you options. And one of those is attach file.
Okay, so I guess I was getting confused because I thought if my documents are in iCloud and my
Yeah,
phone is
so let me show you. Yeah, so click on attach file. I went back, okay, so where is it gonna allow you to attach? So right now, you might already be in iCloud or not, depending on where you've gone. But like down here, I have browse. So I can, you maybe already are in your cloud, I don't know. But if you click browse,
I am.
then
Mhm.
it tells you where to, and I have all these different things I can attach from. And right now I'm in my iCloud Drive. So I can go to your desktop or your documents or your downloads, right? And so attach from there. I don't
Right.
have my stuff in the cloud, but I do have some things in there as a sample. But if I click on documents, here are things that I have in my documents that I can then, here I have testing for classes. This is the stuff we wrote in class the other day. And here we go. We have the, hi Diana, whatever, we did these November 22nd or December 1st. So these are class, stuff that we put in documents that I made us test. And so now I could attach this thing here.
Yeah.
I'll select it. And there you go. It's been attached.
Wonderful.
It was in my documents.
Yeah, that's-
Okay,
Okay, great.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
So it depends on who's going to find stuff to attach or not. It depends if your stuff is on the cloud or not.
Okay.
Or like I could actually probably go attach, probably I can find my way to the Google Drive too. I might have stuff in my Google Drive I can attach. I haven't tried this way, but yeah, I can go. No, I don't have my, I don't know if I can attach my Google Drive in here. Okay, so there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, is everyone back, you guys? So I'm gonna go ahead and looking, and there's nothing, no other questions showed up during break. Nope. Oh, you weren't here. You had mentioned you can't add contacts to your Proton email account, Marcia, and I was asking, is that a work email? A directory kind of like Pipeline, or what is Proton? Is it just a server?
It's just a different email that's supposed to be more protected confidentially. And I have mail and notes on it, but I can't add contacts.
Maybe because it's more protected. I don't know. Ask Proton if they
Okay.
don't allow you to save contact. I mean, like you don't have the checkbox, you mean, available for that account. Yeah. That's the thing. Each company allows whatever it allows. When I share, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And in my system preferences, Google would allow me to do these 4 things. Yahoo would also allow me to attach reminders. iCloud gives me many more options, of course, because I'm on a Mac computer. But if you had like, Cox, I don't know, if you go to Cox, I don't think it does calendars or notes. I think it only does mail and contacts. I don't know. So each company restricts or doesn't restrict or allows you or not to use different elements. So Proton, which is the one that you're saying, probably doesn't let you share, especially with what you just said about it being more private. It's probably, I don't know why.
Okay.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know why it wouldn't allow you to do contacts, because you control putting them here. Doesn't give them to the world. It just puts them on your phone, right? Or puts them on your computer. So I don't know how much more private or not that would be. It's just probably they have less capacity than someone like Google or Yahoo, the big companies have, I guess. I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't know Proton, so I can't speak with. I'm it's an uninformed. Whatever I say will be an uninformed message, is what I'm saying. All right. So guys, actually, let me change my share again. I don't need to share my preference anymore. I'm just going to share my contacts. Okay. Everyone open up your contacts again. And now, what are these things that I have here, and what are they good for? So let's go ahead and use the first, let's start making a new email. Forget it. Just hit all contacts right there. Okay. Or if you want to make a new email for sure in your iCloud account or for sure in your Gmail account, select first, like, so I'm going to put mine in Pipeline. So I'm going to select all Pipeline because I'm going to make a sample one here, a fake one. So you guys go ahead and make a fake one if you have, because I doubt that you can come up with someone's contact information that's real that you don't have already. So go ahead and go into your Pipeline account, and we're going to use that for this moment here. And let's say that we just met up. I told you how I met a lot of you guys out on the streets this week, Marcia, yesterday. You weren't here, Marcia, yesterday when I said how popped in yesterday. It's so funny. As soon as I saw Marcia, she's like, "Oh, how nice to see you." And I'm like, "Oh, groan. I was hoping not to see anyone because I'm in my exercise clothes and whatnot." And such a bad way to say hi to someone. Sorry, Marcia. But it's just that, when you walk out in your slippers and suddenly everyone is available to see you. And the days that you walk out totally ready, you meet no one. And yesterday was one of those days where I went to a very public place, silly me, and expecting not to see anyone. I mean, what's the reality of that, right? And there was Marcia, yay, and 2 other people, by the way.
Of course.
Of course, it's the way it works. There was nothing wrong. I had just come from a hike and I was all sweaty and hikey and that kind of stuff. So what if I met her and she says, "Oh, let's come over to my house on Tuesday for brunch." And I go, "Oh, so then I need your information," right? So we're going to make this generic person's information right now on the spot. So in fact, since it's on the spot, we're going to do it on our phone. So because this isn't from our house, we're doing it from our phone. So I'm going to share my other screen while I'm sharing my phone. Yolanda, yeah, you were asking something?
Yeah, while you were actually, so I wrote it in the chat. I did not find, like your on my all accounts. When
Oh,
I click on all pipeline, I only saw my name.
mhm.
I don't
That's
know.
fine. You should not have anyone. You shouldn't
Oh,
have anyone. I just have some, every time I teach this class, I add people, but these
Oh.
aren't even real. Like, James Smith, these are all fake people that I invent for the most part for this class. Marcia is not
actually-
fake, but it's just her pipeline stuff. I probably used her as an example someday in these classes. What's that?
actually, when I click on, when I tapped on all pipeline, it's all I have was starting from all of all my contacts, not all pipeline, like the way you have where
Your
you,
pipeline SBCC, you do not have an all pipeline, is what you're saying? But
yeah,
weren't you the one who just told me you can't access your pipeline account on your phone? So why would you have your contacts on your phone? Or is this on your computer?
even in my computer. In other words, I can send an email to, let's say, Vera.
Uh-huh.
Then when on the email section where you would,
We're in contacts. We're not in email right now. We're in the contacts.
yeah, I am on the all contacts. I click on the all contacts, and
Yeah.
all contacts in there, but on when you said tap on the pipeline, all pipeline.
Yeah.
it
Well,
would
let me, I'm switching to my phone right now, Yolanda. Let me just explain the phone first. And then
Okay.
I can go in and explain again, and then you can share your screen. But right now I'm trying to share I'm going to stop my share. For some reason, I'm frozen. I can't seem to share my phone. I'm trying to share my phone and it's not working. Let me just deal with that because
Okay.
I'm sending people to the phone first to enter a
Okay.
contact and then we'll see. But is my phone sharing?
No,
No.
not yet.
Yeah, it's not coming. Oh, I'm holding my real phone in my hands. Ugh.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. And that's why my contacts weren't working because I was looking at my phone on my actual real phone and not on my school phone. Here we go. All right. So here are my contacts. If you have any of those groups made that have that third column that I showed you on your computer, then you would have the word groups and you click on groups, then there you'd see groups, but that's only if you have made those and many of you don't have those yet. So right now what you just have is a whole list of contacts and that's it. So I meet Marcia, right? And I go, oh, Marcia, let's have lunch. And so actually, I'm not going to do Marcia because I saw already that I've already used you as an example before. So I already have your email there. So Sarah, you and I, we meet at the museum. Like I met Marcia yesterday and we're like, let's have lunch. Come over to my house. Okay. I'm on the streets. I don't have my computer with me. I want to make a contact for Sarah's information. We're going to use fake information. Okay. So don't worry, Sarah. I'm not going to get you. So let's get this plus sign here, right up there, top right. And I'm going to get my, everyone needs to do this. This is fake and then we'll throw it away. But don't just watch, do it. Go to this plus sign in your contacts app and in your phone, you get a series of fields. And I know that most of us don't like to I personally don't like to write a lot on my phone. So this is pretty basic. On your phone, you're just going to take maybe her number or maybe her address, but you're not going to put a ton of info. You can do that later when you can type better in the computer and that'll help us go back and forth. So let's say that this is Sarah. Oh, Santa. Okay, Santa Barbara, Sarah. And then as a last name, let's just say Sample, Sarah Sample. Okay, so we're creating a Sarah Sample. By the way, if this is someone that you talk to a lot, like a family member, someone that you contact a lot, you could also at this point choose to add a photo, either from your Photos app where you already have photos of this person, or you could just choose to take a photo of that person in the moment. and go, oh, smile, take a picture, and then their photo will appear over here, which of course you wouldn't do to like a business acquaintance, but you would do maybe to your niece or nephew or your best friend or whatever. Anyway, now if this were a business person that I am meeting, like she's an accountant or I don't know, I might want to put in their company name, but right now, no, this is a friend and we're just gonna hang out. And so she says, you know what? She'll say, why don't you just call me? I dare say call me because I don't know about you guys, our age range here, but kids don't call each other anymore. It's like people don't use the phone for phone talking anymore. But if you had your phone, you could text, right? So I'm going to say, give me your number and I'll text you or call you depending on your age range and we'll get more information later. So we're going to click here to add a phone. And the moment I say add phone, a choice pops up, in this case for a mobile phone. It's the default. In the past, it used to be home phone was the default. The default now is the mobile. So let's type in 805-123-4567. Because yes, that is Sarah's number. Just so you all know. All right. And then she goes, but you know what? Maybe you want to add another phone number because whatever, she's at work half the time and whatever. For some reason, I just want to show you how to add another phone number. You click on here and you add another phone number. And this time the choice is home and you go, no, this is going to be work. And you could have changed that one too. But this time you know that this is a work number. So you click here on the word home and you get a bunch of choices and you go, I'm going to put in, this is going to be her work number. There we go. So now you've changed it to work number, and this is going to be 805-987-6543. So I'm just kind of go backwards. I guess that could even be real. All I did was type down, but I guess 987s are real numbers in this county. But anyway, I just went backwards on the row of numbers. Okay, and here's the thing. Right now, we just say, oh, I'll text you, I'll call you, and I don't add anything else. But you see how I could keep adding? I could add emails. I could add a website. That URL would be a website that she works. I could add her address, her birthday, related name. So maybe I want to add, oh, let's say that I want to add, the reason I'm meeting her is we're going to walk our dogs together, but I'm going to forget her dog name. So I can add a related name, right? So let's go all the way to add related name. And I'm going to click on that. And it's not mother, right? So what related name? Her, so say her dog's name is, I don't know, Doggy, because I'm totally out of ideas. So her name is Doggy, and her dog's name is Doggy. And over here, I can choose what related name is this, and I'll click on the word mother, and it's not mother, father, son, daughter, spouse. And then you can add some of your own, or you can scroll like, no, none of these. This is not a partner, not an assistant, but you see how cool it is? You could remember people's, I do this all the time, like spouse. God, I'll never remember my friend's spouse's name or their, I have a lot of times when I'll meet someone's mom, but I'll remember them as Timmy's mom or Michael's mom, right? Because it's a friend of my son's, and I won't remember their name, but I'll remember that they're someone's mom. Anyway, but what if it's not, nothing here says pet. I don't see the choice for pet, do you? So I can go all the way to where it says add custom label, right? And I can add a custom label and call this one her pet.
Actually, it's my boss.
What's that?
She's my boss.
Oh, instead of your pet, Doggy is your boss. So anyway, you choose, I guess there's no boss available either. So I guess you would go down and put boss. Oh, this is a good one. I actually added, so custom labels that you've made, start adding up over here. So now I've added pet. See, Now, I guess I added once as a sample someone here, just like she, Sarah just said boss. Once someone said ex-spouse, so I'm gonna add boss now. So, there we go. So I'm gonna go for boss. Now, I'm gonna head back here since I added that. Okay, so I'm done. I've added that custom label. So who this person is boss. So I clicked on boss and there you go.
What if
So-
you had not ever added that? How do you add it?
Yeah. So that's what I just showed you. You go to add custom label.
Okay.
When you're done with all the basic labels that come with the Mac, these come with the Mac, these choices. But when you're done, you had the add custom label. And then these are ones that you're adding. Okay. And in fact,
Add custom.
okay. Did y'all find the add custom label?
No. Mine doesn't have it.
So
You're doing this on your phone?
yeah, this is on my phone. I went over here to where it said add related name. And the default that showed up was mother. So I clicked on mother to change it to pet, but I didn't see the option for pet here. So how did I get here, guys, is I went to add related name. Okay, so go to add related name. So where did I find it? I'm writing in Sarah's information. I put in her phone number. Then I could put an email URL. We're skipping them all, but I do want to remember her pet's name, right? So I'm going to delete this. So what I did is I said add related name. Do you see the add related name?
No,
No.
I don't have that on my
No.
phone.
I don't either.
Okay, then that's fine. Thank you for saying that. You need to tell me you don't have it. It's possible that in an example class, I might have already added it because then you say I'm missing a field. So go down to the very bottom to add field.
Okay, gotcha.
Go to add field.
I don't have that either.
Okay, so I'm going to, if you do add field here, you'd have the choice add related name. I'm
I
gonna,
have add favorites.
no, that's different. Can the only way to do this is for you to show me your screen, put it up to your webcam or something. I'm gonna
Okay.
see if I can kind of see what you're,
Okay, there's the top part of it.
hold on. I need to stop my share because I can't, I'll only see you tiny.
And then I'll have to scroll down.
No, it's too bright. I can't see. Move a little bit further back.
Oh, here, let me.
No, it's the
close this.
screen. No, it's not that the house is too, it's just the screen is showing
Oh.
up kind of bright. Turn it around and show me again.
I
but
can
no.
turn that down too. But
Yeah,
when I
can't see.
scroll down, it send a message, share contact, add to favorites, add emergency, share my location.
No, but you're not adding you need to be adding a contact right now. Those things that you're reading are none
Okay,
of the
I
ones that
do-
I've been,
I do plus and
we're still working on Sarah, but
CARA. After I just put a name in, can I
yeah,
scroll down?
now start scrolling down.
Okay.
And at the very bottom of that, there's
Ringtone,
add, yeah.
text, your address, birthday, add date, add related name.
Oh, there you have it then. Add related name.
Okay, so that's like the label.
Yeah, so click on add related name. And then my default's up to mother, and I could put in the related name for mother. But since we were adding her boss's name or her dog's name, I was trying to change who this person is or isn't for Sarah.
So mother, father, parent. Now,
Let
how do
me-
I add?
Since I can, let me just share I'm gonna share my screen again
custom label,
because
I found.
whatever you're saying doesn't work. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen again so that you can know where I'm at. Okay, so guys, none of this works if you're not creating a new number. Okay, you first have to create a new
So I have to
Contact.
delete
Oh.
somebody that's in here and then add them back in to get to that.
No, you can just add someone new like you're doing, and you didn't even do that. You had the add related name available. You read it out to me. You didn't even have to add the custom label. Meaning
Well,
the
I
field,
put
the
mine-
field
I
was there.
put- I didn't add contact. I wrote the first
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
in.
exactly. You did the right thing, but you're asking me, do I need to delete someone in order to do this? I'm like, no, 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 no. I'll show you how to do this when you add a related name later. You don't need to delete people and re-add them. Right now, we're starting a new one. Later, we'll start to edit one that's already made. So when you start a new one, you get this info here. You got a related name. The default is mother. I'm going to go ahead and we had said that this was going to be her dog. I went all the way here and created all. I'm going to keep going with add custom label. I'm going to edit that it's the pet again, because somehow the name dog doesn't seem right to me for pet. So I'm going to say done. So now her pet's name is Doggy. All right, that's all I have for this person. I don't want to add anything else right now on my phone because, whatever, I'm in a hurry. She's got to go. I got to go. So this is the important thing. I go to the very top and I go to the done and I say done. My whole point is I'm trying to finish this up on the computer, you guys. It's fine. You can finish it up in person when you're standing on the street, but I'm trying to show you how now we can pick this up and keep editing it from home. So let's say done. Right there. So what I got for Sarah is 2 numbers. And if I scroll down, I see that the name of her pet is showing up, and that's it. That's all I have right now. So these are the things that you were showing me before, Barbara. So when you're done editing, all you have is whatever information you collected. That's it. Does that make sense? All the
Yes.
other fields disappear. Now, if at this point she was to go, you know what? Yeah, maybe you should write down my address, and we'll go, okay, I have another minute. Let's do that. How do I add it? If right now,
It's not working for me.
everything, did you say done?
No, it's not. It's that.
Did you say done?
Yes.
Okay, so do you see something similar to this now? You wrote Barb something. Do you see, what do you see after you say done?
Groups.
Oh, so you must have
But I-
gone back out to contacts. If you go out to contacts again, then yeah, she disappears.
But I want all contacts.
So if anyone went back to contacts after finishing, stay here, you guys. But if you did go back to contacts,
Well, it's
now you
it's
need to
groups
search.
it's
So
no,
now
it's
you
just
need-
like yours.
so now you need to search for that person again. So I can search for
Barbara.
Sarah and Sarah Sample. There she is. So I'll click on Sarah Sample and I'm back to Sarah Sample. Okay. So, but when you first finish, you end up in Sarah's information. And right now, these are all the choices I have. I can either message her, which is the same as texting her, because I have phone numbers. I can call her. Notice that I can't email her. Why? Because I didn't collect an email for her. So email is grayed out. I could pay her. If you have like Apple Cash set up, you can pay her. I could want to add a note. And a note I can add all the time. So I can click here on notes and I can add a note without having to edit her. I could say, I'm going to go ahead and write walk the dog. Right? Because this is someone that I'm going to start meeting to walk the dog all the time. Like I could write that and a note. But if I want to add any information to Sarah, to her contact information, I would have to go up here to where I had said done before. Now it says edit. So I'll hit edit way up at the top there again. And now all the fields open up again. Okay, all the fields open up again. And at this point, she says, you know what, go ahead and why don't you just come over to my house or something like that. And then we'll walk the dog from there. So I'll go over to add address. I'll click add address, and then I'm going to write 123 State Street. And we can do it at the top there, or we can do it on the word street. 123 State Street. And you know how most of the times we just kind of leave it like that and don't complete an address. Because we just know it's in Santa Barbara, but if you want to, you can write the whole thing. So I'm gonna write Santa Barbara.
It won't let me, once the name's in there, it won't let me add a custom field.
No. You have to edit. So
I did.
once- Hit edit. There's not a custom field. This is address. Add address. It's not custom to add address.
I thought you were doing custom field, like pets or whatever.
No, I'm done. I've already added the custom field. Then I said done and we were done, right? And that's all that was needed. We added something and I said done. And so now I said, but we want to add something. I wanted to add an address. So I hit the word edit again.
Hello?
And then all the fields open up again. Every available field that we had
Yeah,
before
right.
opens up again. And I clicked add address. And now, again, it could be her work address, her home address, whatever.
Yes, I do. I had to think of,
Okay, who's
what
speaking?
we were. So you're
Who's on the phone?
old
Guys,
there.
who's on the phone? Someone's talking on the phone. Turn your sound off, please. Thank you. All right. So, what was I saying? All right, so I added an address to her and now I'm done. So now I'm going to cancel out. I'm going to say done. And now when I find Sarah Sample, I have a little bit more information this time. I also have it at home. And guess what? I even have a little map so that when I need to go to her house, I can just click on this contact and see the map. Okay. So let's back out. So, and we end up with all our names again. And now let's go to our computer. Okay. Before I go to our computer, have I left anyone behind? Does anyone need help with their phone adding a contact? No. Okay.
No, I just want to add a field.
I'm going to stop the share. The only reason to add a field is if you need to add information that's not there at all. All right, how are we doing? Is everyone back on their computer now?
What, okay, groups.
I haven't talked about groups yet. Come back to the computer. We're going to continue from computer and then we'll go back to the phone.
Okay.
I haven't talked about groups yet, so right now. Now we're in contacts. Okay, so let's go back to all contacts because we put this one in whatever's the default. This is this name on your phone went to the default list, so it probably went into my cloud. And let's go search. I'm going to go Sarah, and there she is, Sarah Sample. This is in my computer now. I just put her in on my phone.
Right.
And yet I come back to my computer and there's Sarah Sample. Can you all find Sarah Sample?
Yes.
Yes.
So now that I'm at my computer, I can go, oh, I have a bit more information for her, right? So just like before, I can go down here to edit, click on edit. And let's add an email for Sarah Sample, but this is what it looks like on the computer. Same, you have phones or emails or related names. Walk the dog. Is it all showing up for you guys?
Yes.
All right, so let's go to email. And it can be the home or the work email. Okay, so
Show
this
up
is,
on mine.
who said that? I'm sorry.
And
What doesn't show up on yours? The
Sarah
related name.
is not on my computer.
All right, so did you, sometimes for some people, it takes a little bit longer to transfer, but when you did it on your phone, do you know what account, what, do you have all your contacts on that you have in your computer on your phone? Just to make sure that it's just not, that it's not transferring, but that it's just hasn't shown up yet.
Yes, they're all on my phone, but
Okay, so go back to your phone. And let me go back to my phone and do a search for Sarah.
8, 2, and
Basically, we'd have to explore, either you need to give it a little bit more time, for some people it takes a little bit of time, or we need to go explore that whether the contacts are turned on and off the same ones. And in the, when you went to your phone, did you see the same contacts that you had on your computer? When you opened up your contacts, did you see the same default contacts that you had on your computer, Anne?
yes,
And you said done to your contacts, like it's live in your phone?
there's on my phone, but hasn't shown up on my computer yet.
All right, in your phone, did you say done to like close it up from when you were entering info? Because if you're still entering, then it doesn't transfer. You need to say done for it to transfer, just making sure. So, and do you know if you said done, like you actually closed up the name?
Yes,
So if you've said done and you do have all your settings such that you're seeing them transfer, then maybe it just needs to take a little bit longer to do the push to go from one app. Is anyone else not seeing it, you guys? I'm just questioning for a minute here, Anne, if whether you have the same account that you wrote it on your phone, if you're seeing it on your computer. That's all I'm thinking, that maybe is why. Like if you go to your system preferences, do you, in your computer, do you have your contacts turned on for all your accounts?
yeah, I'll check the accounts. Let's see. I'm sure she's here someplace.
Yeah, so go to your system preferences, internet accounts, and click on these and make sure that contacts is on for whatever accounts you have. All of them, even if you don't necessarily want to see all of them right now, but just because maybe you put it, I don't know, in your phone, if you
Diana?
maybe wrote it in a different account.
Diana,
Yes, Yolanda?
I also did not succeed. What came out was invalid address. Sarah Sample doesn't appear to be a valid email address.
Did you try to email the person? No.
Oh, well, I was just testing.
Yeah, so the only reason it wouldn't be, okay, no, that's different. If you wrote in, listen, if on the phone, if on the email, you put in an email that isn't real, at least it needs to be unreal, yes, but it needs to have an @ in between and a dot something. It needs to have the format of a real email. So this can be, I'm writing one right now. I'm going to say fake email at gmail.com.
Actually, that's a real email.
Oh, okay. My husband's telling me actually that's a real email. Fake email at infinity.com. Whatever you write,
yeah.
but it needs to have the format of at and dot. Otherwise, it won't be like you said, it'll give you the message. It does not appear to be a real email. It doesn't
put
need to
your own
be.
in.
Well, put your own in.
Yeah, I succeeded in putting her
Yeah,
in my.
just the format is
direction.
important. That's all. It needs to have a dot something and an at something. Okay. It's funny. My husband, my from the kitchen, I heard my son go, actually, that's a real email. Fake email at gmail.com is a real email. Okay.
They know everything.
I know. So here I'm editing stuff on my computer. Okay. And when I'm done, when I've put all the information here, I'll say done.
Birthday.
Sarah came in and under all contacts.
It did, okay. It just need either, did you turn something else on or was it just, it took a little bit longer?
Probably took longer.
Okay, good, yeah.
Thank you.
Things aren't instant sometimes, they're almost, I mean, you know, if you're still talking with her and walking to your car, it's already at home, right? Normally, we're not in two places at the same time, normally. So normally we wouldn't be putting something in the phone and then expect it to immediately be on our computer, but I was showing you how it's pretty much immediate, what, within the 5 minutes or so, it pops in. All right, so now, the most confusing part for people is that if you're looking for Sarah and you typed in Sarah, then at this point you don't see anyone else and people forget that you don't see anyone else because only things that related to Sarah are showing up. So you need to click on that X to get rid of Sarah for everyone else to show up again. Okay. Now we made Sarah sample. Let's make another classmate and then we're going to make a little group with our school classmates, right? So let's make a new one. This time we're going to make it from our computer.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought we made that one from the computer.
No, this
I'm
whole thing was
sorry.
on our phone. This whole thing was on our phone. So now we're going to do one from the computer. So let's go down to this plus sign and click plus. And in this case, my choices are going downwards. They can go upwards. If your window is near the bottom, if your window is near the top, then it'll kind of go downwards. It's a little bit confusing, but it adapts to wherever you're at. You could also go up to file and say new card, right? At the very, very top, if you go near the word contacts, you could say file new card because we're making a card. Just still going
Oh,
back
you
to the
did
times of Rolodexes, right? So anyway, we're making a new card and this is what it looks like on the computer. It asks you for first and last and be very careful. A lot of people make the mistake of writing. So say that this one is, now this is people in class. So this is Vera. So this is Vera. And you know, she actually has a very simple name, similar name to Sarah, but she's Vera Sampling. Okay. So the important thing is to put, and this is the thing, a lot of people make this mistake. And this is the most important thing. Don't write Vera and then can keep writing sampling in here. And this is different for those of you accustomed to Google. You put both in the front. Here you need to put last in its own box. Otherwise, this seems as if we have no last name for her and her first name is Vera Sampling. So make sure to not do that and to put, Vera and the first name and sampling in the second name. And you can hit the tab key to go from one to the next. Okay. Now, Vera Sampling, she does not belong to a company. And it's not, yes, we met through SBCC, but if I put in a company there, just to remember that we met through SBCC, maybe, you know, but it would be weird because she's a student. But say that this is someone that you actually did want to meet. Maybe she's your accountant or something, and you all, or let me see, a place that's more, not an accountant, someone that's a bit more generic. Say that you called an insurance company, you're calling, or AAA, right? Then what matters is that you're calling AAA, and it so happens that Vera Sampling is the person who's helping you. Then you would put company here, and you'd say AAA, right? And then Vera Sampling would be relegated to the person you talked to. But that's because I clicked on company. If I unclick company, then Vera Sampling is an important person, and it so happens that she works for AAA. You see the difference between this being turned on or off? So like if every time you call the plumbers to fix your washer, you're calling for, you know, Mr. Fix-It, and Mr. Fix-It is the company and sends someone out each time different, then what you want up here is Mr. Fix-It company. But if you always call this one person, Jeremy Garcia, who always helps you, then you want Jeremy Garcia because he's not a company. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's your choice. That depends on your connections or not to this person or not. Anyway, so Vera is not from AAA. I'm going to delete that. She's our co-student. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so Vera, we don't have this turned on. And let's give her another original phone number, 805. And this time I'm going to use numbers in the middle, 4567890. But watch a minute. I did not go 805 parentheses dash 689. I didn't write it correctly. All I did was write 805 456 and 990. Like I'm just kind of piano typing any number here. But the moment I leave, because I'm done, another option popped up for me to write another number. Before there was only one. And when I either hit tab or enter or click on something else, then the computer turns it into a phone number, right? With the right data. Like it gives me the parentheses and it gives me the stuff like that. Now, if I happen to write another phone number in here, maybe her, I have to choose, maybe her home number this time. And I write another number and I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I left it kind of short. I didn't put enough numbers in there. When I hit return to move, oh, I guess I put enough to be, what if I put one too many? And then basically it still formats it the right way, but then it's just missing some numbers. So it doesn't tell you that's not a number. It just basically, it looks weird. And then when you try to call it, it won't work. But you can click in there again and fix that by going, oh, I forgot to put the first 2. And then it kind of fixes it. Okay. Now, if you put too many, then it doesn't know how to format it because it just is falling outside of the norm. Does that make sense? But if you put too few, it still does kind of format it. But notice that now it gives me another option. Every time you put one, another one pops in because maybe you have 4 numbers for this person. If you're done, you don't need to keep putting phone numbers. But if you keep putting phone numbers, so I'm going to put another one in here for Vera has many numbers. I think I'm left with one. I think there's, you can't put in a 0 at the beginning. 934 643 4325. Another one will show up and they'll continue to show up until I'm done putting in phone numbers. Now I'm seeing only one email available. I'm going to click an email and I'm going to write an email. And this is verasampling@fake.com.
Oh, is it?
And now I have another option for email. And now here I'm going to write verasampling@notsofake.com. Another email. See, it'll keep letting you put stuff in until you're done. I have no more emails for this person. I have no more phone numbers for this person. You're the one who moves on. Now notice that on your phones, you were able to add related name, but do you see the choice to add related name here? I want to say she's my student, for example. But I don't see the choice for add related name. So that's when you need to add a field. Okay. And I know you can add a field from the preferences. Let me just see if you can add a field from here. Yes, you can. So you can go to the plus sign here and add more fields. And one option is to add the related name field. Now, once you add the related name field, look, you can put in lunar birthdays, if anyone's into that, phonetic first and last name. You know, like if you're trying to say my name correctly, Diana Musacchio, you might want to put phonetic, prefix. If this is a company, you could say job title, department. You could add a bunch of stuff, maiden names. Right now, we're just going to add related name. How did I get this? Once again, I went to the plus sign. More fields, add related name. Now this stays. Next time you won't need to find this anymore. So now for Vera I'm gonna say that, some people here Vicky used to take a class. Some people here take classes together with other people. So you could say that, that they have someone else or many times I have husband and wife here. So let's say that Vera, for some reason or another, takes classes with a spouse and the spouse's name is Vero. Okay, so next time I say, Vera, how's Vero doing? Because I have them on the contacts. All right. Again, I could put it in, notice I put one related name, another one appears. I'm going to put in an address. I'm going to call her 321 State Street. And then I'm going to go to Santa Barbara. And this one, I'm going to put the whole California 93101. But now I've been given a choice for another address. So every time you fill one area, another one shows up. When you're done, maybe here under notes, you can go, she's a Mac student. That might help. Take any notes that might be helpful. When you're done, you say done. And now this is all the stuff I have for Vera sampling. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. I want at least 2 people that we've created. We have Sarah Sample and Vera Sampling. Give me a yes with a thumb mark or a check mark yes or something like that when you're done adding these 2 people, or if you have any questions about how to add them. We added one on the phone and one on the computer. You have both of these people set up. Let me know.
I have a question, Diana.
Yes.
So under her name, Vera Sampling, where it was, it's not showing right now, but there was an option for company and all that.
Yeah, so watch 1 second. It's not showing. Why? Because I said done. So hold on. If you want to see that again or edit or add or take away, you need to choose the name and say edit again, and then everything shows up. Okay, so.
Okay, got you. So if I wanted to put here her Vera Sampling as my hairdresser, for example, I would create, because it's not on there, right? So I would,
well, hold on.
Field.
Hold on. It depends. This is related names. It's not like, so you,
yeah.
What's that? But so you could put things like what you just said on the notes. You can write hairdresser instead of Mac student, or you could put the company name here, like maybe she works with 321 Color or something like that. You put it there. Or you can even use the word company to write hairdresser. Who cares? Because it's the company who does your hair. You can choose to put whatever you want in here.
Okay.
Right? But the important thing is that as long as it's somewhere in the contacts, so say that she's a Mac student, but she's also a hairdresser. Right? So I put both Mac student and hairdresser. And I don't know if hairdresser is 1 word or 2. What do you think, you guys? Is it 1
2.
word? I mean, isn't hairdresser also 1 word? Like,
I think it's 2.
Anyway, it doesn't matter if it puts hairdresser or hairdresser, because my whole point, it can be both. So my whole point is that now I'm going to say done. This is what I mean about it. It doesn't matter where you put it. If you put it as company, if you put it in notes, because when you do a search, if you now write the word hair, anything has to do with hair will pop up, including Vera Sampling.
Gotcha.
Now, chair, so this is the chair of computer hardware fundamental certificate, appears as well. Okay, and stuff like that. But Vera Sampling appears because I wrote hairdresser. Okay, so wherever you put the information, it's searchable, right? So say that instead of having hairdresser here, and I'm going to edit and take it out of here. And instead I'm going to put it here under hairdresser because she's my hairdresser. I put it under company. Well, so what? The whole point is that if I look for hair, she'll show up here because hair is in company. So it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
I'm never going to search by companies. I'm going to search by the word hairdresser, right? But if this person never does
is a hairdresser, but all she does is your hair color, and you put the word color, then that might be helpful too. So take this as like, what you'll write here is words that might help you find this person again, in case you ever forget. Maybe you just had her this one time. I took the name off of company. I put it here. You've never seen her again, but you remember that 2 years ago, God, that person did my color so well. What was her name? I don't remember, but she did my color. So you go over here and you write color. And guess what? Vera Sampling appears because I had written color, right? So the notes I find is a good catch-all to put in things that might help me remember this person. And where I use related name is if it's good for me to know their related name. Like it's really good for me when I meet a mother, say that I meet someone's, for example, it's very typical that my friends will have a friend that I'll know, Timmy. But when I meet their mom, I might not remember their name. And if I know that their mom is coming over, I might go and check the mom's name. Or maybe Timmy has 2 brothers and, I never see them, but when I'm talking to mom, I'll want to go, hey, and how are X and X doing? Instead, if I'm in the contacts, maybe I wrote related name and I wrote the names of the 3 kids, then I can say, hey, how are Timmy, Charles, and Max doing? Why? Because I wrote them here under related names, right? So it's just helpful, but the only
Very
information
good.
that truly matters is this stuff. All right. So the search is suddenly I have, I don't know why Maestra Flores has color. I guess she has a Facebook thing called Color Flowers. And this is a company, Color Bach. And this is Blue Mountain, lives in Colorado. So color pulled up anyone who lives in Colorado. Okay, but it also pulled up Vera Sampling, who did your hair color 2 years ago, and you want to go back to Vera Sampling. All right. So anyway, do you see how useful this is?
Very.
To add more stuff beyond just phone number and an address, because you might not remember if they were on State Street or on Chapala, or like, oh, I don't remember where they were, but you do know they did your hair. So anyway, that's how we add things. Now, Jeannie, you have a question?
Yes, please. Deanna, could you show me again how to add additional field? I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing.
So I edit, and then on the plus sign, I can go here, and then you need to be in edit mode. And then in the plus sign, you have new contact, new group, email, or more fields.
Oh, thank
And
you.
that's where I found the related name field.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, and then when you're done, don't forget always to say done. That way it closes up, and then all the unused fields disappear. And then you'll see only the information that you have for this person. Like for this person, I only have that. For this person, I only have that. For, I don't know, for someone else, for this person, I have much more. Like I go, oh, to get to their house, I have to exit Fairway, left on Canal, left on whatever, because otherwise I don't know how to get there. You know what I mean? Like on my notes, I put a lot more information for this person. So it all depends on how much you want to
So
write.
I
for
have
each
a
person.
question, Diana.
Yes, yes.
It's just kind of interesting. This is such a great hint, but if I put, I'm just going to give you an example. Hairstylist, because let's say I forgot my hairstylist name, she's new or whatever.
Yeah.
It would be under H, and it would pull it up under search. But if I put her name only and forget to put that I'm just trying to get how these two relate. If I put second as a note that she's a hairstylist, it would still come up, right? Either way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in which in which direction or where you put it. If I write the word hair, there she is. Right? It doesn't matter if I put it first, second, third,
yeah.
if I put it in the name. Maybe I never got her last name and I write Vera hairstylist.
Okay.
And last name is hairstylist, right? It's not ideal, but I could write Vera first name, hairstylist last name, and wherever it is, because as long as hair is somewhere, as I said, Angel Cardenas does not have the word hair. His word is chair, but guess what? Hair is part of chair. So Doesn't matter where it is, Angel came up because he's the chair. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's a really good
So it's
search.
really, as long as, yeah, it really encompasses everything. All right, now groups. Let me explain groups. So as you can see, I have bazillions of contacts, right? So if every time I need to find someone, I have to search, say that I have 4 people I go walk my dog with. And every time I want to say, hey, let's meet at 2 p.m., I have to search for each one to send an email. I would have, I would have to write, or maybe it's a bigger group. Maybe it's a group of 10 and it's a book club, or I always give these examples, book club and WOG docking group. Anyone who has a better idea, please give me a better idea. Maybe it's your quilting group. I think I've used that one once. I don't know. Knitting group. People that you need to write to all at once. There's not that many times that you need to write a bunch of people all at once, always the same people. You know what I mean? It'll usually be an activity like this. Someone, all the moms who volunteer in the kids' classroom who've offered to volunteer, right? So there's people that you might want to be writing all at the same time. So the easiest way, now I'm going to actually open my email here for a minute.
But this doesn't work on your phone, just on your computer.
No, hold on. Let me share my screen. The groups work on both, but right now, but you make them on your computer. So I'm sharing my contacts and my mail right now. Okay, so I'm in my contacts. If I go to mail and I have to write to both Vera, I have to write Vera, and there it is, Vera Sampling, or Sarah Sample. So I found them both so quickly. Why? Because I put them in my contacts, right? But what if I had to write to 10 of these people? Okay, so I'm going to delete that. Don't yet go to email. Just watch the process, understand the process, and then we'll do it. So say that the group of people that I need to write to is 10 people, and I write to them once a week, or they write to me once a week. Every week we need to decide on a new place to go walk our dogs. So I've decided we're walking our dogs. Okay, so what I can do is I can create a group of people that I email all at the same time. So I'm going to go over here and I can create it down here again, create a new group. Or for people who like to be from the very top, you can go to contacts, file, new group. Okay, so there's all these different ways of creating a group. So what you can do is let's create a group called Walk the Dog, right? And I'm going to actually call this test because I want to know to delete this after this class is over because I don't want fake groups. Sorry. It's not a search. I don't know why I did a search. I need to create a new group. I apologize. New group. I ended up in the wrong. So I create a new group and see way down here. What happened is an untitled group appeared. So this is where I'm going to walk the dog. Testing.
Diane, is new group and create new group the same?
Yes.
Thank you.
New group and create new group. You'll be dropped over here where I have a bunch of other groups that I do use. And walk the dog. Testing. Okay. I'll hit return or enter, and here's my group called Walk the Dog Testing. Now I have a ton of groups in here, so but this is an example of how I have a bunch of people I play tennis with, and I put them in the tennis group, and whenever I want a fitness partner, I can write to my group and say, hey, I'm available Wednesday afternoon, who wants to play tennis? I write to the group. Or there's people that I let know about my husband's pottery sale. Or if I want to reach to some of my local politicians about an issue that I care about. So what I do is you put people that you might want to reach out to in groups. So in this case, I'm going to go find And that's why I had them be sample and sampling, because now I'm going to write the word sample, and there we go. Both Sarah and Vera show up. Now don't put sample, because then only Sarah will show up. Take the E out. And if you write Sarah sample and Vera sampling, they both showed up at the same time. So now when you find these people, you watch. This is all still a watch, guys. This is still a watch. We'll do it. I'm going fast because I'm trying to show you the whole point of a group. So now I'm going to grab Sarah and I'm going to drop her into the WOG docking group. And I'm going to grab Vera and I'm going to drop her into the WOG docking group. So now I click on walk the dog and I didn't finish it, I guess. So let me go back. I dropped her in the wrong place. So sample.
Yes.
Sarah. So Sarah, and I'm gonna put her in walk the dog. So why is it not showing up? Vera, who's not dropping in? Sarah's not dropping in. Sarah. Sarah sample. I don't know why is Sarah not? I don't know why Sarah's not. Oh, we made Sarah on the phone.
All
and
iCloud.
I'm wondering if I have no idea why Sarah is not staying in my group. How bizarre. Is that happening to you guys too?
Yeah, I don't get groups on my phone, just on my computer.
Well, once groups has been created, you will, but you need to create the group first, Vicky. So hold on. We're not creating the groups on the phone. We're creating them on the computer, guys. I failed to say that. We're on the computer right now, okay?
Yeah.
You use groups on your phone, but you don't create them, but you create them here. But for some bizarre reason, my Sarah sample is not going into my walk the dog group, and that's bizarre.
Mine doesn't stay when I make it.
How bizarre. I'm gonna grab anyone else that I have.
New group.
Dr. Mark Alexander. I'm gonna put that
Diane,
person
what's
in
a
there.
smart group?
Hold on, please.
Okay.
Let me finish this. I'm trying to put more people in walk the dog. Other people are going in. I don't know why Sarah sample is not going in. I'm just grabbing other people, just anyone, and throwing them in there. Just people I have, just because. Here, I'll put Norma. Y'all know Norma. I'll make her walk the dog with us. So I just dragged a bunch of people into walk the dog, but I do not know why Sarah's not going in. Well, never happened to me before.
Oh.
But here's the point. Let me just finish this up and then we'll go backwards and start saying how come we set that up and if it's and why we would do that. So here's my walk the dog. These 3 people I walk the dog with. Okay, Sarah decided, I don't know, her dog got hurt or something. She's not walking with us anymore.
My dog's the boss, so she doesn't want to walk.
Yeah, she just decided that we gossip too much. She doesn't like our group. She dropped out of our group. Whatever.
Exactly.
Sarah's gone. Sorry, Sarah. We're not walking with you. Now, I really don't know why it's not popping in. It worries me. But anyway, here I am. Now, what program is this? What am I about to do?
Enter a text.
I'm about to not enter a text. Let's walk on Wednesday at 2 p.m. What am I opening here? What is this program? I'm writing. It's not a text. It's an
email.
It's an email, right? So actually, this is probably my message to them. And then maybe the subject is walk dog. And then I'll say, let's walk on Wednesday at 2 p.m. What about, give me an idea of where we should go walk the dog. Let's go to Hendry's Beach, on the dog side of Hendry's Beach.
What's the name of a pet store?
Okay, so now I wrote, let me make this, can you see this?
Yes.
Just make it bigger so you guys can see it. So I just wrote, now, guys, I'm gonna write imagine that there's 10 people in my group, okay? Imagine there's 10 people I'm emailing to walk the dog. So instead of saying to Vera, to Michael, to Sarah, who now left us, to Yolanda, I'm going to just write to walk. And one option is to walk the dog testing, the group. And all their emails pop in at the same time. Let me just show you again what I did. I made a group, remember? Called Walk the Dog Testing, and I had 3 people in it. Let me throw a few more people in there so you guys can really see how well it works. I'm going to add this person, and I'm going to add this. Let me add 3 people. I'm going to add, in fact, 5, not myself. I'm going to add these 3 people too. We're all walking our dogs. Everyone's going in there. So if I go to my walk the dog right now, I have a bunch of people, right? So when I go to my email, I don't write to one of those people. I write to walk. And as soon as I write anyone who could be walker, but one option comes walk the dog testing. It's my group. I can write to my group. And when I click go, look at all the emails. Now, should I have written this group in my to?
You're what?
Why not?
It'll depend. If we as a group all know each other and we have each other's emails and we've given each other permission, then sure. But if not, I'm going to delete all of those. If this is me, I know a bunch of people that I like to walk the dog with, and I just want to ask them all at the same time, hey, can anyone walk at Hendry's Beach? I'll just go to my BCC and click on walk the dog there. And instead of having to pick one by one, each one's emails, I am sending this email now to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 addresses at once, because all these 8 people were in my group. Which is
So they
my,
get, okay, I get it, yeah.
so that's my example for tennis. If I want to go play tennis, I'll say I'm free on Thursday afternoon. Anyone can play. I send it to a whole bunch of people, of which only 1 or 2 can play and we'll meet. But everyone gets the message and answers yes, no, maybe. But I might know these from different places and they don't know each other. So I'm not about to give them all each other's email addresses unless they know each other. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's not a group thing. Like a book club is a group thing. You all agree.
Yeah.
And you all know each other's emails. But tennis, maybe I played with you here, there, but I just want to all know, I just want to write to everyone I played tennis with, but they don't need each other's email addresses. So I BCC everyone and I say, hey, anyone up for a game Thursday afternoon? And I send an email, but they don't know each other. Sometimes some they do, some don't. But I send it on BCC. They all receive the question from me and they don't know anyone else. They just go, sure, yeah, I can do that. That's great. But they don't have to know anyone else's emails. Okay, so now, unless there's a question about the why, let me go backwards and show you again groups, and then I'll stop and we'll figure out why it is or isn't working for different people to create a group. So now you don't need to create a fake one. You might have discovered this is a great idea. Let me create a group for family, so stuff like that. So I made groups. I have to clean some of these groups up, but I had groups for the people in different classes for my kids or stuff like that. Or every time I want to go and check on my doctors, instead of searching for my doctor's name, I'll just go ahead and click over here where it says doctors, and they're all the different doctors that I've used for present. Like I have a bunch of health and current use because sometimes you switch doctors. So I have a group of where it's not only for emailing them, but it's if I want to be able to go quickly instead of having to, like, I'm sorry, I don't know about you guys, but if I see a doctor once a year, I might forget their name. It's
Sure.
just, so by having dragged their name into here, when I need to go see, say, my dermatologist, I'll just click on health current use and I'll have seeing of my doctors and I'll go, oh yeah, that's the one, that's my dermatologist. Of course, I could have also just clicked in here and wrote dermatologist, right? I could have done that too, but that's just another way to find it, right? Just to click on health and current use. Maybe I have my insurance company in there too and stuff like that. So I just find different. I have a one for all names that have to do with my kids, you know, their friends, stuff that, you know, and I just drop them in the kids related. So I have a lot of groups that makes things easier for me to then talk to them. But my kid hasn't been in Adelante for a long time. And yet I still have this Adelante charter school where, but do I need all these numbers anymore? Well, probably I don't need any of the school numbers anymore. Maybe some of the mom names, Uzbek Kairim and friends. So if I were to get rid of this group right now, this is important, guys, and then we'll continue, then we'll go and do it. If I get rid of, my kid's already in high school and this is his elementary school, but it's a group I created when he was there. And if I needed to reach anyone, the moms that I wanted or the whatever, I had them here, right? I also had the school information themselves and stuff like that, and some of the different teachers, but I'm done. Like, I'm never going to talk to a lot of these people again. So if I go ahead and say I'm going to delete the group, I'm not going to delete these people. The group is just, so say that right now I say I'm going to delete this group. I'm not going to lose the contacts of all these people. So be careful. The people will still be there. So if what I'm trying to do is get rid of all these numbers that I don't need anymore, I have to delete each number individually. So I don't need this person anymore. I got to right click. I have to actually hit the delete key. I have to get rid of Lorena Mora. I don't need, they used to wear uniforms. I don't need this one anymore. I can hit the delete key and get rid of them. But if I get rid of the group, they just stay all over the place in my contacts. And then I won't know where I knew this person from. You know what I mean? So if I really want to get rid of this person, I need to trash them. And I'm noticing that a right click doesn't trash them. So I might need to go up to file. How do I get, why can't I trash this card? How interesting. I'm not seeing how to. Huh? How can I not trash a card if I don't want to talk to this person anymore? Delete card, but it's not letting me. Is it because it's not letting me delete it from inside of this group? Let me go to all contacts and look for Lorena Mora. Can I now? Yeah, now I can delete the card. Okay, so that's what was happening. I was inside the group, and from there, I can't delete it because, as I said, if you delete the group, the card won't get deleted. I have to be in my all contacts, find this person, and then go, yeah, I can right click and delete the card, or I can go up to file and delete the card because I don't need it anymore. Or edit, actually delete the card. I don't need it anymore, but I'm never going to buy uniforms for Adelante again. So I'm going to right click, delete this card. Are you sure you want to delete the card? Yes, I do. Boom. This person is truly gone. I don't have this person anymore. When I go to Adelante, I don't see, she's gone. Lorena Mora is gone. She was here before. She's totally gone. I have gotten rid of her as a contact. So when you want to add someone or take someone away, it needs to be from the actual contact. Here, if I get rid of this group right now, if I completely get rid of the group, all these people stay, they're just not organized. Okay, so groups don't affect the deletion. You have to be in the actual contact themselves to actually delete it. Okay, a lot of explanations. Now, questions or how to do this? I'll help you guys do this again or answer questions. What are your questions or who got stuck doing it? I'm going to do it slowly again because I didn't do it really quickly. But if someone tried to do it and got stuck, if you have any questions, this would be a good time.
We do this on our phone or on
Oh, okay, good question. Let me switch to show you that first. Let me go to my phone. And if you did make a group, then go over to the word groups. And there you'll have all your groups. And over here, see the walk the dog group that I just made. There it is. So if I want to talk to that group. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on all iCloud, say that I turn all that off and I only want to see walk the dog. I say done, and that these are only walk the dog people. That's it. I go back in there. No, I had these, I turn all these off. I don't want to see these people. I only want to see the walk the dog people. I turn that on, and these are only the 8 people that were on my walk the dog group. Okay. But you got to be careful when you're looking at groups, or you might think this is all the people I have. You go to groups, you say, no, I don't want to walk the dog. I want to go and see my Adelante people. So here we go. I'm going to turn on Adelante. I'm going to say done. And now these are only Adelante people. Okay. Go back to groups, and I want to see every single person I have. I click on all iCloud. Say done. And here's every single person again.
Diana,
I'm wondering, maybe you can make a group here. Let me see. New, no, just contact. Let me see if when you're in groups, can you make a new group? I've never tried to make a group from the phone.
I'll have
No.
a question too.
No, you can't make a group from the phone. You just use them from the phone. Okay.
Okay.
What's your question, Yolanda?
So I don't know how at some point in time I succeeded in making the group, but then when I tried again, I did not succeed, and what it says was no cards. So I think my question is, do you create the word group? Like, let's say I have this group of 2016 Italy pilgrims, and then 2019
Yeah.
Egypt pilgrims. Now the Italy one, they all went there, but the Egypt one, it says no cards. And
Okay.
then I had this little too many says untitled group. I don't know what.
Yeah. So untitled group, I saw those when you were sharing. Let me just the first question. Do you create an empty group or not? Well, in this case, I created an empty group and then I put people in it, right? So if I hadn't put people in it, the walk the dog group would be there, but not without people in it. But you can also first select people and then put them in. So maybe I can go over here and say, I'm going to make a group of people that live on the word State Street for whatever reason. So I'm going to write the word state, and every single person who has the word state shows up in here. I can make a group with all these people. Or if you wrote in the notes for people, was it a pilgrimage, right? So say you rate pilgrimage and one of these people. Then if you do a search for pilgrimage, you'll come up with 5, 10, or 20 people who did the pilgrimage with you. Then you can select. So say that these 10 people did the pilgrimage with me. Say that for some reason, these are the 10 people that I found. Maybe it's, I hold on command. I choose 10 different people, and these are all people who did the pilgrimage with me. I can go, now that I have selected them, I can go to the plus sign, or you can go up to the group, and I can say a file, new group from selection. But for some reason, file, new group from selection. But why, when I had individual groups? Yeah, there it is, new group from selection. Oh, it's reminding me to end the class. So give me one more second. So then so new group from selection, and now this is the random sample group, and I'll say okay. But now the group would have been the groups are doing weird stuff today. I don't know why. You're saying you can't get it to stay, and Sarah never got into this one, and now this one is not getting created. So I don't know what's happening today with the
That's
groups. This is
okay.
kind of,
Diana. Thank you. This is the last class, right?
no, Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday. So I don't know why. So anyone who wants to share their screen, ask me questions, people for whom it hasn't been working. I don't know why that last,
My
Why is it not
groups,
taking
when
too
I
long?
try to make a group, it won't stay.
I'm wondering if the groups aren't working in Google. I've heard that the latest update. So Yolanda, oh, Yolanda had to leave. I've heard that groups weren't working in Google and Pipeline. Here's a group of friends. So I have a group under Pipeline. I'll make a new group here on Pipeline called testing group in Pipeline. Because when we did it from school, the groups in Pipeline sometimes reverted to the word untitled, which is what Yolanda mentioned that she had. It seems to be working. If I put one of these people in here, maybe because this is an iCloud context. Testing group in Pipeline. I think you can only put Pipeline. No, it works. I can even put one of my personal contacts in a group in Pipeline because she's not from Pipeline. So I really don't know why. Oh, there it is. It disappeared. See, it didn't stay. See that, which is what you were saying, Barbara. My testing group from Pipeline disappeared. Yeah, Pipeline isn't accepting groups. I think there's something with how they set up groups the last time.
But I'm not in Pipeline.
No, there it is now.
Now I'm bleeding.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with groups with Google. So you're not in Pipeline, but is your main email a Gmail address?
Cox.
Or Cox? Well, I don't.
I have I have an SPCC one, but
So I'm wondering if Cox is not accepting groups like Google isn't. I don't know. Maybe this is only available if you're in the cloud. I'm wondering. I need to look into that because I know that Google restricted some of its access from the cloud. Oh, you know what? I'm going to make a note. Sarah, what's your question? Other than not wanting to join my book group, my dog group?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't have the option when I'm in Mail under File of creating a new group. Is that where you create a new group?
Hold on, I'm writing myself a note. I need to look into this. I don't know. I've never had so many problems with groups. I have a feeling there might be restricting it for Google. Go ahead and share your screen. Let me see what can be up, what can be wrong.
Let's see here.
I find them so useful, but I do have an iCloud account. I do use all my email from my iCloud account. And I'm wondering if you guys are having issues the way Pipeline is, then maybe it's because you don't, because your email. Okay,
I'm
so,
gonna go on Safari real quick.
well, you're selecting Safari, you know what?
I went on Safari real quick and now. I'm gonna
Hold on, Barbara. I'm sorry. I'm talking to Sarah. Sarah, you're doing email. The groups are a contact thing, not an email thing.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Go
Mystery
to your,
solved.
but go to your contacts and let's see.
Yeah.
Now, well, still, now let's see if you go up to file and you can create a new
Yes.
group. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And by the way, someone asked, what's a smart group? Well, you know how when we talked about smart email boxes, how you could select a group that self-selected itself. So contacts too. You could say, I want a new group made of all the people who live in Santa Barbara. And as long as you have an address in Santa Barbara, you'll enter into that group. Does that make sense? It's the same as the smart mailbox, smart group. You just decide what you want in that group. I'm going to stop your share because we got it. There you go. Jeannie, you had a question?
Yes, Deanna, I have the untitled groups also in my sidebar and I can't get rid of them. I can't rename them.
Share your screen. I think that's some groups that we created the last time we were at school. I had you guys creating groups in Pipeline and they kept reverting. See, that's, you had shared in the morning, you had shared and you had these entitled groups. And Here, let me go ahead and I'm gonna request remote control. I have 10 more minutes that I can be with you guys. Yeah, I had what email is this? Is it a Gmail? What is this?
That's a Gmail. That's my personal Gmail.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, is that personal, this is the pipeline one, and you also have an entitled group there. It's it's weird. It doesn't, Gmail is stopped it. I taught it for years, and they kind of stopped allowing groups. So I don't know. And this is also a Gmail. So I think it's a Gmail thing. But why would Gmail let you do a new group, but not let you delete it? There's something wrong. These entitled groups are not staying. Next Wednesday, when I open up again, let's see if my pipeline group that I wrote, that I just made, stays for 2 days. I'm also noticing you have some duplicates though.
Yes.
So that you can collapse. So say that I don't want to touch them because I don't want to like intrude in your privacy. But if you select them and they are identical, then you can just get rid of one. But if they're not identical, then what you can do is select, say you click on Santa Barbara, select the one from there, throw it into this one, and then get rid of that one. And then the duplicates won't come in, and then you'll have a complete one for each one.
Thank
Okay,
you.
same. So if you put a new doctor in there, but not in there, just grab all your doctors from one of them, put them in one, grab them from the other, put them in none, they both will become identical, then delete one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Then you can get rid of the duplicate. Okay. Yeah, let's, I don't know. So what I was going to say is go into your pipeline account or into your Gmail account through Gmail, and let's see if you have a folder called Entitled Group that's been created in Google, and delete it from there. You know what I mean? From your Gmail. Like if you go into your Gmail through your browser, you can see all groups and stuff that you've created in there, and maybe you'll see these, and maybe you can get rid of them from there. Let me actually, I'm going to stop your share and let me see if I can do that really quickly, because that might be helpful. If I can do it, then you guys maybe can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and share. And then after that, I'll be done. But I'll see if I can go to SBCC.edu pipeline.
What's the Indian clinic's name?
And so I'm going through the pipeline one, but you guys can go to your Gmail, your personal one. Here's email. And here, pipeline has other restrictions though. So, but if I go down here, I know, I'm gonna stop my reminders. Let's see if I can create, it has not accepted these are all my groups for pipeline, and it is not accepting the one that I just made, that I had called in pipeline, that I had called, what did I call it? Walk the dog testing, because these are groups. This is not email. So I need to go, sorry, I forgot. That's why, because this is groups, not, I have to go to my contacts. Here, my contacts, my Gmail contacts. This is where those boxes are. And if I go, see, this is the pipeline directory. Other contacts, no. So see, the contacts for Gmail did not create my groups. So I think that's probably the problem.
Me neither. Yeah.
Oh no, there it is. Vera Viejo. Okay, look at that. See Vera Viejo? I just put her. Oh, how funny. The group didn't stay, but the contact did. So let me show you for a second. In my contacts,
in my contacts. Vidavijo is a personal contact for me. And I made a test in a group in PowerPoint and I put Vidavijo in here. I put her a second ago before in here. Now, when I go back, she's gone. She's not staying. Yet, when I go into my actual contacts in my group, her contact is here. And all these people are the people I've been throwing in as samples. Marcia, these are my sample students. So it's like the people who I've put in these groups here are here. So if I look for Tracy or Marcia or John, here they are. There's John, there's Tracy. They're staying, but they don't stay in the group. It's like the group, the contacts stay, but not the group. So yeah, they must have restricted. So anyway, if you go into your own Gmail accounts, not the pipeline one, how you find your Gmail. So this is your Gmail, right? And you want to find your Gmail contacts, you need to go to this little set of dots and then search for contacts, and that will be all your Gmail contacts in there. And they're transferring, but they're not staying within their groups. So yeah, that's a change in Gmail, which means I might need to kind of stop teaching this portion, the groups portion, because if it only works for people who use iCloud, not that many people use iCloud. All right.
What are you doing it from?
What do you mean? Where am I doing?
Well, how are you accessing your contacts and trying to make new groups? Because I can't put, when I first opened the contacts.
Why don't you share your screen? Because just talking doesn't help me as much. I have 3 more minutes.
Okay. Oh, where do I do that? Right here.
Go down to share screen.
Yes. And share.
And then share again, yeah. Okay, so here's your contacts, yeah.
Okay, when I
wow, you have 3 all iClouds?
get
That's
every
weird.
time I try to make a new group, see there's nothing in it. I can go to edit.
Hold on. Please, before anything else, can you go click on all 3 all iClouds? Don't try to
Okay.
make a new group. I'm trying to figure out. That's the right one, yeah.
Yeah.
Why
and
do you
then
have that
these
one
are-
and that one? Did you
these
try
are
to
in-
make those?
When
Are
I
these,
tried
wait,
to make
wait, please, Barbara,
new
listen
group.
to my question. Did you try to make these?
No, I've tried to make a new group and I named it and it doesn't show, but I get a
Okay.
new all iCloud that's empty.
Okay, so let's get rid of that because you want only one. So say delete that group. I should want to delete that, yeah. And then go to the second one that's empty. And delete the group again. Okay, now go to all contacts, not all iCloud, but all contacts. Now try to make a group. So go up to
Okay,
file
I
group.
go up here and I go new group.
New group. Call it, I don't know, testing, book
I'm-
club.
Medical CLINIC.
Okay. Cool, hit return.
And I don't get that group, but I get an empty all iCloud.
That is so weird. Something weird is happening with groups. I'm gonna research it. I wonder if they're not supporting groups anymore. I mean, what is this, a Gmail though? Again, I'm sorry, I'm not even asking. Is this a Gmail account? No, it's your iCloud account.
Yeah, it's just.
But is your
that- just-
iCloud a Gmail address?
No,
What's your email address? What has
I
it
don't
finished?
know. My email address that I
You don't need to tell me your first part, which is the personal part. Just, what is it, a gmail.com?
No, Cox.net
Oh,
or
Cox. Yeah.
Pipeline.
Okay, Cox. The problem is that you're trying to use Cox through cloud. I think it's an issue with Cox. Yeah, I think it's an issue with Cox and Gmail not accepting the iCloud group format.
I've
That's
got a
all.
red dot up on my top bar, that Creative Cloud.
Yeah.
No, that's a Creative Cloud. That's Adobe. That's a
Yeah, but
totally
it-
different thing. So no. That's got nothing to do with what we're
Okay.
talking about. The All iCloud is not the same as the Creative Cloud, is the Adobe Creative Cloud. It's like talking apples and
Okay.
oranges here, apples and zebras. The iCloud is the Apple iCloud, and you can only use iCloud emails correctly. So iCloud emails would be the iCloud.com or me.com or mac.com. Those would be iCloud emails. If you're
But-
using cox.com through iCloud, it's not accepting your,
Well, these, the family, other friends, Santa Barbara friends, doctors. Though, how those got in there, I don't know.
probably because when you've been in my classes before when I've taught it, and you made these when it was working, and now it's not working. So as I said again, I'm gonna do some research to find out why groups that seems to have stopped working. I don't know, because it's a lot of you guys reporting that it's not working. It's myself testing it and trying to make it, and it's disappearing. So groups not working, and I don't know if it's a temporary thing that it's not working today, there's a glitch at Apple, or if Gmail isn't allowing and like other companies aren't working with iCloud's groups anymore. I don't know. These are clearly
Well,
samples that we've done in class
I
before.
know that Cox, I used to have 3 emails and I let 2 of them go, and they no longer will let me, have a second one
Yeah,
because they're trying to get away from the email.
yeah. So let me see, I'll do some research. It's a bit tricky between here and Wednesday because I've got all the finals. But since Wednesday's our last class,
Just
I'm
give
gonna
them
see if
all
I can.
A's, Diane.
What? No, I wish.